point. They have no idea what the hell's going on.
Do you think it is just down to xantares then, Jacob, as a win condition for Eternal Fire? Do you see this having the potential to be a 2-0 for Astralis?
I'm looking at his stats on Overpass on average. His average rating on Overpass is 1.36. The next one on the team, the second highest rated player, is at 1. So he's 0.36 rated higher than the second best on his team. It is xantares or absolutely nothing when it comes to Overpass for EF.
Well, one last lifeline for Eternal Fire in the single elimination best-of-3 matchup. An absolute gauntlet. There is the showdown, and it's getting tougher. Is their opponent's map pick of Overpass. We're going to see exactly how it goes down with Anderson Maui in just a few.
Back one more time, at the very least. Second map, could be a third, we don't know yet. Odds are now heavily in favor of Astralis. They were kind of even at the start of it, but with Astralis taking away Eternal Fire's map pick on Dust 2, things aren't looking grim for them, are they?
Yeah, and kind of the lack of adaptation from Eternal Fire was a bit concerning there on Dust 2. We saw Glaive and BlameF get into the heads of Eternal Fire, and that's something to be concerned about, because on a map like Overpass, you have so much room to work with if you are either of those players. And so it'll be up to Eternal Fire to show a new face. They need to show, in my eyes, some more aggression, but it's going to be hard, because Tim said on the desk, this is a Glaive that is showing up to play. It's a Glaive we didn't necessarily see when Config was playing with the team, and it does seem like when Glaive's back is against the wall, he shows a side of himself that many must fear.
Yeah, what an amazing map that he had right there. And Eternal Fire off to a great start. They finished, what, 9-6 at the first half, and then their CT side fell apart. Glaive took over the whole thing, and now we're on Overpass. Astralis going to be on the T side to begin with. Eternal Fire on the CT side. Got some dualies. Got a nice stacked out here. The bomb site, 4 people basically waiting. BlameF on the opening, but he can't find it. The dualies answer back instead. Emo, he's got many more bullets left. He's gonna keep fighting. I can't believe it. Finally, he goes down. And Sip, he couldn't find the kill. Woxic will get his revenge. And it's a 1 versus 3 for Glaive.
Those dualies always finding so much value. Holding a smoke with them, holding a choke point. Emor getting 2 right there. Not half bad. His aim looked so shaky, actually, in those moments.
It did.
Yeah, it looked all over the place. But Glaive, he's waiting for a mistake. And he actually finds one. But there's a trade. So maybe it's not a mistake at all. It's a plan.
Did he block X-Floud? It looked like he stopped him running away.
Yeah, he definitely stopped him in his tracks. He tried jumping away, and then xantares says no.
I feel like one of the hard things against playing up against the dualies is just your internal clock for when he must be out of bullets is just always off. There's just always more bullets. It's so ridiculous.
Quick, he's reloading.
Yeah.
No, oh, wait, no, he doesn't ever have to.
He's not.
Nope.
He's not going to be reloading.
Never. You rarely see the dualies reload, actually, on pistol rounds.
They should make it so that you could reload while shooting the other one, you know? So you don't ever have to, like, stop shooting.
Just one-hand it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, no.
That was always a feature of shotguns in most Source Engine games.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You do the Terminator reload.
Yeah.
One-handed reload, swinging the gun. Anyway, Locke's waiting out there by the playground. Gonna send xantares a little bit further back. But there should be no real threat in this round. It feels like this should be Eternal Fire's round to just kind of cruise through and not give up too much.
Right. Should be a clean affair at that. Astralis just waiting for a mistake somewhere, hoping for a gift, but no presence from Eternal Fire. Well, there's 10 damage. All right.
It's not a lot. Hard to make a headline of that one, but
Which Terminator is your favorite?
it almost has to be the second one.
Yeah.
Just for the
T-1000.
T-1000. Yeah.
Yeah, to see Arnold be a good guy, that's a big dub.
Yeah, just the whole thing is. I haven't gone back to watch it in a really long time, so I wonder how it'll feel now.
Right.
But still, yeah, I think it's got to be. Tried watching some of the later ones and couldn't quite get into it.
The new ones?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not as big of a fan of those. Predator held up really well.
Yeah, Predator, obviously.
Really.
That is one of my favorite universes, although I don't understand where they're going with some of the latest stuff, some of the Prometheus type stuff. I'm so lost. But I haven't seen the new one. I heard good things though. People seem excited about the Prey.
Right. I haven't seen that one, but there's been a death. Mr. somehow caught out. I think he was just nailed through the smoke right there? No. Confusing. Scenes.
MF though, he's trying to get some revenge. Flashed into it. Wow, he takes the same path in the pistol round, and he's almost out-dueled by that MP9 on the other side, so a little bit scary. The SMGs though will eventually fall. Just the FAMAS left, and they're just gonna overpower him. 3 people basically fighting Emor at that time. Woxic running in front of the flames to take this fight. He's in maybe a little bit of trouble, but it is a 2-on-2 now. I can't believe he made that choice, but it's actually worked out. Don't make the jump against xantares. That's so dangerous.
This is a tough round to piece together now for both teams. Zipnik's in the pit. Neither has retrieved the bomb. Now Glaive only has a flash. He can't actually smoke off that angle. So he'll be exposed at one point. They seem to have an idea that both these players are towards CT, though. It doesn't seem like Astralis has any inclination that there's any other possibility. But Eternal Fire, we're thinking about the swing. They hold off on it, and they back up. It looks like they want to go for the double head and face.
Ooh, that could be really weird. Sip's very low on health, obviously. Glaive back here. Just a quick peek. He does spot it out, and he's still worried about someone down there. There's the double face, and it works out. Wallbang shot from Woxic, and a close victory there for Eternal Fire. Almost completely fell apart, but they're back into it. 3-0 in their favor.
That's a great way to play the late round between Woxic and xantares, knowing that Astralis, if they had a smoke, they would have used the smoke. So to press from that side gives them a great vantage point, and also it's generally just easier to dispatch of the site player when you have Heaven. It's just it's a favorable angle. So cool way to deal with that. Not too many counters other than Xyp9x reading the timing perfectly and pushing into CT, but that is just that's just a guess.
Kind of a half by... No... I don't know. I thought maybe they would have picked up armor. It was down into a one-on-one in the previous round, so maybe you think if we force up with armor in this round, we're going to be able to break them. Okay, they did get a little bit of armor. Sorry about that. Yeah, no head armor on two of them, but they could do a lot here. Oh, especially with that. Emo should have probably been dead right then and there. What an opening that would have been.
Yeah, just one more bullet would have done it. But Mr. decides to take this space. Xyp9x definitely relayed the fact that he lit him up, so Mr. was ready for the challenge. Hence why he ran in head first to water. So this is new space taken for Astralis. They are using that to just create a hold state. And this is going to actually throw Eternal Fire for a bit of a loop. They're not going to be sure of what's going on just yet. And we can see just a very passive setup from Eternal Fire. No one taking any risks. They have the man advantage. xantares is just holding the line down bathrooms. But this actually gives Astralis space. This gives them a chance to get fairly close to whichever site they choose. And it does seem like their attention is towards A.
I hate this boost, but it's actually been a minute since I've seen it. I usually just hate it because it's really hard to get away from. There's the shot. All right, they're going to be just fine. Deep nade, and that's going to do some damage on top of it. It feels like they have a pretty good read on what's coming now. 20 seconds. xantares with one kill. No one's coming out from long, so they can focus all of their attention on this. And not a bomb plant at all here for Astralis. So 4-0. And Eternal Fire. Yeah, this is the kind of start they need to recover from that loss on Dust 2. Wow, this is so close.
Oh, quick switch to start the fight there. That's a little bit disappointing for Xyp to not capitalize, but didn't expect there to be a player that was that far forward. Probably thought that line was covered by a teammate, as many of his teammates were outside Monster. But Astralis will have a bye moving into round number 5. Still no op in play for them, but a wealth of utility and a missed Molotov, which would give Farlig a chance to hold on to his smoke. Emor just facing into the angle, takes down Glaive. That is so frustrating as he also dunks a nade onto Xyp.
Yeah, no one's going to be happy about being on the receiving end of that one. I'm real confused. I feel like, yeah, maybe it's a bit unorthodox for Emo to be facing that, but I'm shocked that none of the two players were ready with anything. There's sort of one with a nade out, one a little bit further back. I'm not even sure what Glaive was doing, but that's kind of a shocking loss for no real reason.
It just seems so unlikely for, I'd say, for two reasons. One, they wouldn't necessarily expect Eternal Fire to have an op. And the other is that they weren't really that aggressive on Dust 2.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. They definitely weren't. BlameF trying to be flashed into the fight. He's going to get that one, and a double opening. It's a missed double takedown pass, and now it's a little bit more interesting. xantares back here, but he's so blind. Still picking up the kill on BlameF. That's a very, very fortunate adjustment, and he's going to take down Farlig as well. That looked like they had the real opening, especially that flash onto xantares. Looked like that was going to be the end of that B-bomb site.
I can't believe xantares is able to hold that spray down despite the fact he's full blind there. That's well done by him. This was a great double opening into B, and yet it's just stopped in its tracks. No heaven smoke on top of that means it's easy pickings for Emor. It's hunting season.
All right, some money's building up on the CT side, and also they haven't dropped around yet, so 5 in a row. This time the Molotov does not fail. But they're going to send that Tech-9 forward. This is a cool route to be running, and Mr. taking care of business. That was set up from the start. That was a great plan. Now, Woxic overrun at the end. That's still a favorable trade. 3-on-3 now. They've picked up at least a couple of guns here. This is good work.
This is one of the best looks Astralis has had so far in this game, especially with Glaive's position towards long. This is the bomb, though. If he falls, this is going to be nearly irretrievable.
Yep, ooh, wide swing, and he gets the fight against Emor, and they pick up Paz as well. Unbelievable. That's... You could tell he was running through the fire, Mr. immediately, and then the flashbang comes in. He just goes straight for it. That is a great opening. Even if it's just the one kill that he gets, that's enough. xFloud now kind of posturing like he would want to try and retake this, but it feels very unlikely. Nade on top of Glaive is almost going to blow him up, but He's still alive back here, and that's all he needs to be. Just slow it down. No reason to face this really at all. Sip is going to be down, and BlameF starting to get back from that connector. Glaive playing ring around the rosy as long as he wants to. BlameF's going to cancel it all out, and Astralis are on the board just like that.
A little bit of a surprise come in the direction of the A players there, overrun by the Tech-9s, and just very well played in the late stages of this round by the remaining Astralis players. Look at this. I love this angle for it. You can just see how frustrating that is. Well done. So, one on the board for Astralis, but that's a tough one to replicate. That's just a bit of an opener with a rush, and this time around they'll have to go with a slightly more standard approach. Okay, BlameF, early fight towards short. 5 on 4, and he retreats.
Pass quickly there behind him. We got to be real careful. Smoke is going to be fading at some point behind him. Sip walks straight into that kill, so double opening now. And Eternal Fire, I mean, a lot of time on the clock here, but how do you bring this round back? It almost feels like this is one of those moments where you might almost want to stack a bomb site and then either save or win.
Yeah, this is tough. It's a tough call right now for Eternal Fire. They do have Woxic with the AWP solo holding A, but that's a great return kill to find from xCloud. Nice duel to win, but still the number advantage lies with Astralis. Up to them to try to convert this, and they have a wealth of utility to go for any of the multitude of set pieces that they have. And without any utility for xCloud, this is just a hope and a prayer that he's not hard cleared on this position.
xantares does have a flashbang, so it's technically the xCloud can get the kill, and then they can flash their way into a second one. There is kind of a setup here that could work out for them, but he has to get the first one, and it's not going to be possible. Mr. instead getting the entry, and xantares now on his own. Shot in the back by Sip, and that is really well done. Good timing there, all on Woxic. And with the smoke up in front, he can't even really line the shot easily. Good attempt, but we'll have to back on out.
Almost with that nade. This is a bit of a worrying sign for Eternal Fire. They're still ahead. They still will be ahead after this round, but just the way that Paz wanted to get back in this round, solo aggressing towards short, not a bad idea in itself, taking that space back for his team, but to not have the cover from connector. Ooh. Oh no, that's a dead wall.
Yeah, absolutely dead. Nice find from Farley. That's huge. They don't have to worry about that AWP in the next round. They don't really have to worry about anything in the next round. It's going to be very limited what Eternal Fire could bring into it, so sure, not the best start really for Astralis, but you know, it's trending in the right direction. They're on the T side. They're probably okay with this.
Almost shades of Dust 2 there. Just the slow start, and now it seems like Astralis, they're getting a beat for it. They're understanding where they can find their openers, how to get those openers. And if they're able to keep whittling down the Eternal Fire players, then it's up to EF to try to come with a creative solution, which eluded them on D2. They were unable to come up with really much of anything. And you can tell BlameF just wants to bully this position. A few teams now are using some of their strongest riflers to just try to take pretty raw duels towards short, supported with maybe a single flash to get them into water. But after that, they're just on their own. And doesn't necessarily work out that well. Gets one in some information, but would have wanted a second.
Yeah, it felt like maybe xCloud was actually covering his teammates. I think otherwise BlameF just keeps, you know, just holds down mouse one and just keeps going, but felt like couldn't really see how many people were behind there, so that's unfortunate. But they're going to start to gravitate towards the A side, and so will Eternal Fire. Look at this. This is kind of interesting. I mean, if they were going to try and win this round, this is how you do it.
Yep, this is neat. This is very on meta, and it seems to be working. Emor already finds one.
Yeah, swing out from low, but there's Paz to take him down. Good little recovery. And now with 40 seconds, it is a 2-on-3. Gun barrels showing, and again, they peak at the same time. Great communication coming out here from the CT side. You could tell that was on the count of 3, and they went for it. 30 seconds now for Sip to try and do this. He knows where one of them is, probably knows where the other one is. And again, the double peak. Oh, what? Sip to clutch it. That is a huge 1 versus 3. We've seen the little posters going up all over Copenhagen, but yeah, this time the clutch minister was here to play.
Wow. That was a great transfer from him at the very end, bailing them out of a situation. 1 versus 3 for Xyp9x. Vintage stuff. And it's, wow, Paz just had a single bullet. That's all he could take, and that's what Zip did. He nailed it right there. That was the play for Eternal Fire. That felt like they were going to steal one away from Astralis.
Yeah.
But Xyp9x stands up when he needs to.
Wow, that was about to get out of control. They run into a nade, though, at the start of the round, so both Farlig and Glaive. Mr. already giving up his life. Oh, it's xantares. They're just going to throw more people at him. Huge double, and walks it down and connector. There's finally one in return, but it feels like it's too late. I was going to say, don't peek this one, Walkseek. There's no point. 2 versus 4, just let him have it.
This is an Eternal Fire that I would have wanted to see on Dust 2. To see this kind of aggression, to see these kind of fights being taken. Will say, though, that Overpass more so the map that you want for individual duel taking. To see the con swings, see the fights towards bathrooms. All of that's a little bit more favorable on this one. But this is now a very tricky situation for Astralis. 2 versus 3, and Emor has pushed so deep up Monster. But
Surely no one checks this.
no way.
A little bit of noise being made. Might be an attempt to try and sort of bait something out. Emor was actually walking out. Oh, this is dangerous now. He's still going to win the fight. That's huge. And that should seal the round. In fact, Farlig is saying, you know, at least you can't have the AWP. We're going to throw that one away. 1 versus 3, obviously, could still try and do some more damage here.
Yeah.
But the bomb is miles away.
That's what he's looking for. Just a couple of kills. Something to keep the economy low for Eternal Fire. Even able to get 1, that'd be great. And it does look like xCloud may present himself. But
Yeah, pretty active walking around the map here on the CT side, even in what is basically victory. Oh, that should have been a kill. Don't know what happened. xCloud will take it, though. And it's 6-3 in favor of the CT side. Good stuff.
look at where xantares is playing here.
Oh, awkward.
This is where an Opper usually plays. And
Yeah.
xantares has been doing this for so long, even back to Space Soldiers. Back when they used to play Mirage, he would play window with an M4.
Yeah.
He would play positions that Oppers are supposed to play, and he would do it with a rifle and actually succeed. That's the skill this man possesses.
And they peeked him, what, with an 8 in hand, one of them at least.
Yeah.
That's also obviously made it very, very awkward.
Yeah, he
Toxic.
found a good timing.
He did. And he had the aim as well to challenge, so why not? Deagle's out. Not that much utility left on Astralis, so... And they pretty much, they have no one outside of B, so... If they're worried about Eternal Fire pushing, they need to be a little bit swift on this side of the map. Otherwise, they could just get crunched. They could catch Woxic here, though. This is interesting. Yeah, he's in a little bit of trouble. They can't easily hunt him down. Oh, but they can. I thought he kept running. Woxic gonna get caught now. xantares is walking up behind him, but he's got to get careful he doesn't put himself in a sandwich here. This is a little bit awkward. Under a minute. Sneaking up, but there's the opening. Bomb on the ground, and xantares. Huge double. Keeps going. That M4A4 absolutely paying off there. A lot of bullets to get that triple.
Wow. Just still, the 1v2 is possible for Blame as he decides to back up. Now, testing the waters around these smokes. Looking for an in. This round's not done just yet, despite the heroics of xantares. Blame F, he hears that. He knows there's a player on site still. It's only a matter of time before xCloud begins to doubt his position, before he begins to think that Blame F could have snuck towards that B site.
Yeah, they are thinking about it. Sneaking up close. He just needs the one opening. Did he? I think he saw the gun barrel. Yes, he definitely did. That's a good spot from Paz, and now the game should be up here for Blame if he can't run back any longer. And he's going to be found. Good stuff. It's interesting to see, though, Blame F trying to use the fact that he was running away. He was hoping that they spotted that and that they were going to hunt him down. That's a neat little trick for Blame F, but they don't bite, so... Yeah, well done. 7-3. Good job on Eternal Fire.
xantares, the one-man wrecking crew towards the bathrooms.
Yeah.
Hate to see him there, especially when he gets the jump on him. And now, Astralis, couple Tech 9s, couple Deagles. there's some util to work with here. But it looks like it might be a water crunch. There it is.
Again, they go for it, and they catch Emo one more time. Out of the round.
They have been really pestering them at water. That's been a point of contention for both teams. And with that man advantage, it's up to Glaive to piece things together. He had Eternal Fire's number on the offense of Dust 2. So he's going to have to make a strong read here because they have no utility to work with. This is all about choosing the right site or finding the right opening.
They're getting real close now. xantares, does he realize? I don't think he does. I think he thought they were really deep, and now they're basically on top of him. But a good shot to open it up with, taking down Mister. That's the start they need. They swing wide against him, but he's still holding his ground. I'm finally going to take him down, but at least that's a good bit of defense coming out from him. Kaz checking up close. That's really nicely done. Otherwise, he could have walked right into the shot. Still a 2-on-2, and the bomb not planted. It was close, but they had to come off it. Sip not trusting it, and xFlower will find him. That's a strong headshot, leaving just Blameth with the deagle. 1 versus 2 and 25 seconds. He's going to have to hit some miracle 1 deags here, and again, they're double peeking him. They're really good with the communication in those kind of positions. It'll be another round. 8-3. Eternal Fire really making it work now.
That was an opportunity for Astralis, but xantares has been doing such a great job at staying alive, getting multi-frags when he's on these defensive positions, and it's tough to get past him. Without that extra piece of utility, without that flash to get him off the angle, he's going to nail the shot. That's just what he does. Already up to 15 kills after 11 rounds of play. He's feeling it right now. One of the few A4 users still around.
Yeah, not many left are there, but he's been making it work. Oh, okay. An attempted trick, changing the pace on the CT side, trying to say, all right, you've been maybe a little bit lackadaisical out here. Maybe we can just catch you. And they're going to get Woxic as well through the smoke. That's awkward.
These plays from Eternal Fire towards B have been with mixed results. They are finding a lot more success in the openers towards A, but they're coming into each round with a plan, so can't necessarily fault them for that. It's just that Astralis has had their number with a few of the counters. So xantares might get timing here by Glaive. This is quite inopportune for him. And he... Oh, no. Oh, no. Glaive just walked by him.
Yeah, he did. He's out on long. He's already passed it, so...
Oh, he's going to hear this, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's good. At least for Glaive, because they're bringing the bomb back this way. It could have been really, really awkward if they would have... If xantares doesn't run back here, he just hangs out in the restrooms, and the rest of Astralis come running. Oh, it could be really awkward.
For the flank? Is he not sending the bomb A?
Sure.
Oh, wow.
All right. That's a lot of running. They're still gonna go for it. Oh wait. No.
Wow. They're
okay. There we
they're
go.
moving the bomb up A.
Yeah. Okay. And they're finding xFlower. They're gonna be safe either way. There's a couple of moments there where I thought if they actually try to crunch B and they just run out of time, that could be really awkward.
Yeah. It looked like they really wanted to head in there, but the early play for Eternal Fire led to their own demise. The flash out long, not actually catching the Astralis default. That was a heavy B default for Astralis, so kind of just unfortunate for Eternal Fire there, who still have a commanding 8-4 lead in this one. But the bye here might mean that it doesn't get any better.
Yeah, could be a way back into the first half here for the Danish side. Certainly true. Blameth running in, trusting the Molotov, making sure no one's pushing through that. He does love that really fast L-bend push. I think it's super cool. I love it when people do that too. A couple of players around the world that really enjoy that. And Emo.
Yeah.
Wow, that sucks.
Yeah, it works for him. xantares, MP9, not his weapon of choice in most situations. But if anybody could make it work, it does seem like it would be him. His performance in this game so far. And he's not even giving up the space. He is standing his ground. Okay, he's thought better of it at this point. As a boost has been assembled towards short, Woxic has a chance to catch a rotation from Astralis if they do decide to come back down. And...
All right.
Yeah. That's interesting. A little bit of trade.
Astralis still seem like they want to end up at the B-bomb site. Kind of just pushing anyone that's close by the connector away. Just saying, all right, if you want to run back to A, that's fine with us. We'll execute down here. And there's nobody on the bomb site. Eternal Fire really hoping that it was going to be an A execute. xFloud a little bit too curious about what's happening in the B-bomb site. Catches a bullet.
Well, saw Eternal Fire go for another A stack as xantares was pushed off of the short position. Astralis seemed to have a read on that would have shifted the defense over. And we're able to actually find a free site.
This is such a scary part in the first half here, I feel like, for Eternal Fire, because 8 rounds is pretty good, but the way that the economy is set up for them and the way that Astralis is starting to put this together, this could still be a really good first half for Astralis, and it could end up being a real letdown at the end where Eternal Fire sort of walk out of the first half thinking, man, we had something and we never actually put it together.
Yeah, I would frame it like 8-4 is very good, 8-7 is not good.
Yeah.
That's the simple way to.
And also emotionally, it's not going to feel good because you're going to end up losing like all of the end of the half, which is just never a fun time.
No, not at all. Especially given just how good the start was, and this play for BlameF has been working out fairly well. When Astralis get the opening pick, they've been fairly consistent in their conversions, I'd say.
Yeah.
Even with some half buys here and there. And this is not looking any better for Eternal Fire. A FAMAS, an MP9. xantares is going back to the same well. Trying to make his stand in connector. Last time he didn't really find too much of a fair fight. This time, it looks like he's going to force the issue.
A couple of openings there, and they basically volunteer themselves into a bit of a sandwich. That smoke is saving them at the moment, but man, I thought they were going to be dead there in the sewer, and they still might be. Flash is raining on over. Are they not going to check now? They definitely will, and Woxic's going to be down as well. Good kill at the end for Glaive, and that will make it 6 on the side of Astralis, and again, money is, I mean, they're obviously going to be buying into this round at the 15th round, but it's not looking amazing, is it, at the moment? They're still in a little bit of trouble. No AWP to be picked up either.
No, and just a solid conversion from Astralis there. We saw xantares, he really wants that connector fight. He really does trust his own abilities, and that time to a fault, running through the Molotov right into Zipnix, who was just waiting for him. It was a freebie for him. So
round number 15.
Yeah, this is what we're talking about. If it's 9-6, you feel all right, but 8-7, all that work that you put in earlier, it seems to have just kind of slipped away.
Yeah, I very much imagine that's how it's going to feel. Look at this aggression from xantares, like you said, trusting his own skill. And there is a reason why he does so quick, Falling not able to pick it up. But look at BlameF sneaking through. Oh no, he could wreck this whole defense. They're not aware of it. Look at the absolute mayhem down at the B-bomb site. That surely is the round 1. Triple kill for BlameF. And Woxic against xantares, they have no idea what happened. The bomb is quite far away, but how do you even... You've lost the entire map here. BlameF moving forward. Oh, he's going to get found. xantares might have brought it back.
Oh, now it's a 2-on-2. This is completely doable for Eternal Fire. That smoke will be dissipating in just a moment's time. And with Mr. taking some forward space, he does have pit control, but it will be difficult for Zipnix, if not impossible, to get on the site for free.
Should be. He's just going to walk straight past Woxic, just letting him slip through. And that's going to be the bomb plant. No kit on anyone. Not sure that's going to make a big difference. They're already pretty close by. Sip locked in back there. Got to be careful. Just showing himself and takes a lot of damage for it. Mister's going to go down, and that's a great retake. xantares at the end of it with a quad kill. And they'll get that 9-6 finish they were looking for.
That was such heavy lifting from xantares to give them a winning half in this one. 9 rounds for Eternal Fire. But now Astralis, they switch to the defense on their map pick.
Hi, I'm Convict. This is my boy Flames.
Hello guys, Estak here from Nip, and I think this is Dupree.
Hey guys, it's Nico here, and I'm here with Ozzy, and we'll be doing CS Money Raid My Inventory.
I think the pattern is pretty cool.
I like it.
The red on red is always a good combo.
Yeah, it's not bad.
He's going for the red theme, and I think he copied Nico. Nico had this first.
I have that skin too. I think it looks good with the kimonos as well, so I'm a fan of that.
It's cool. I mean, red is cool.
Sometimes I just feel like I want some mixed colors, so I put the red AK, and I'm just running and shooting.
Big fan of this one.
Yeah, the blaze.
There's no mistake with this one.
Blaze?
I mean, he definitely copied Nico's inventory, because that's what Nico's using.
I'm good to you, so I'll definitely give you an S.
I think the blaze gives it an A.
For sure.
So
I
maybe
agree,
he's
maybe like a
guy.
middle B guy?
Middle B guy, yeah.
I'm not a fan of the Ursus.
Felt like it looked nice, but then everybody made a meme out of it.
Why is everyone using
It's
red
red theme
skins?
again, or? Here we go.
Yeah, maybe it is.
Astralis, I need like red gloves. I need like, I have a red knife. I need to get something red.
I never used them.
Yeah.
Never even thought about it.
They're ugly.
Okay.
They're really ugly.
Yeah.
No.
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 I mean, Bake is good, but just like...
And I feel like it's a pretty cool AK, to be honest. I wish it was a stat trick.
He's a Vulcan guy. I like that. It's also old, a
Vulcan
little
is
bit
a-
old skin.
yeah,
as well.
it's good old
I like
skin.
it. I like it.
Where's the match? Where's the match?
There's no match.
Yeah.
The Vulcan jumped you to S tier instantly.
I mean, I would probably put him at like a C. I think
That's not
C,
the
but-
worst. I'd give it a C maybe. You think?
That's an ugly knife. Yeah, that's really ugly.
It does look
Fire
good.
nice.
Either I'm colorblind. That's not blue.
I mean, it's kind of blue, right?
No.
It's red.
The handle is red.
I mean, a sapphire would be nice.
Yeah.
But
It would be better. A bit more expensive, but...
Could be better. Pandora,
Could be better. I feel like,
It's like decent with the knife probably, right?
yeah,
It
it's
goes
like a
well.
good combo, right? But
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
The theme, right? You see the theme?
I honestly don't like this AK a lot. I don't feel like purple is a nice color on an AK.
It's much better than Conflicts at least.
yeah.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you know,
I think
my best highlight ever in my CS career was done with that skin.
Say B or C.
I would say B.
I'm gonna put you here.
I'd give it either a B or A.
Better than Flames, I guess.
Yeah.
You have to roast everything that they have.
Here we go. Second half is coming up. Second map as well. It's Astralis versus Eternal Fire. And now Eternal Fire on the T side with a 9-6 lead. Pretty good stuff, you've got to say. They've given themselves a shot right now at maybe bringing it onto a third map and try to see if they can contest this one against Astralis.
You can see who did the heavy lifting based off of the score line. xantares with 19 kills. One away from the first half 20 bomb, but oh, actually, that's a missed smoke early on. Glaive fighting towards Monster, takes down Emor. He's presented with more targets. He is being surrounded, dancing around the pillar, and he is finally taken down.
Where's the backup? I feel like he was alive forever and a day down there, and nobody ever showed up from the high ground. They were all out in the sewer trying to get down through connector. So he did so much damage and bought so much time. And now the rest of the team will have to try and go for the retake. 2 versus 2 quickly as Farlight goes down. They're going to be on the site. They don't really need a defuse kit right now. They just need to find xFloud. 1 versus 2 for him. And he's going to get taken straight down. Blame it with a great read and a good retake. Astralis, they needed that pistol, and they get it.
Zipnix with some nice shots there on the retake. And Eternal Fire, it didn't seem like they necessarily knew where the retake was coming from. The positions was kind of on the site still. If they had known, they probably would have wanted to tuck more into pit. But either way, it will be Astralis that find the pistol victory in this one. And yeah, I was kind of thinking that the rotation was going to be a little faster. I felt like Glaive did more than enough around that pillar, but
yeah,
either way, gets the job done. And that was with no kit, by the way, for Astralis. They were just quick on. They wanted to be quick, make it fast.
Yeah, it's I mean, I'm surprised that nobody got there in time, but I guess they just had a longer path to run than I was expecting. Glaive only with the 1 kill, but he definitely did more than just what the scoreboard was showing that round. And Terra's out here again, out in the open, like you said. One of those positions that could have been held by an AWP, but he does it instead with an AK, and they hunt down BlameF. What an absolutely great result.
The double long swing on the anti-force buy. That's a... Ooh, they're going to rethink that one after what just happened. But it's tough when it's a player like xantares. You just think like anybody else, and we would have got the kill.
Yeah, probably true. Mr. snuck up behind them, so probably thinking for a minute, if they come back, maybe I'll catch them. There could be a timing for him where he could win it, but it's actually harder than it seems to play this kind of a role, right? Because if he pushes up too quickly and they catch him, it's kind of all for nothing and the round is over. And if he's too late, it's also probably over.
It's a huge win condition, but he's a liability.
Yeah.
If he falls. So just got to be very patient with it. But he seems to have a read on the timing. But this long play is going to be tough for Xipnix to hold. He's not able to get one. So it's up to Glaive. And despite getting two, he just leaves Mr. in the 1 versus 3. Does have a beat on where Woxic is. So that'll thin the numbers. And Eternal Fire, it looks like they're taking their time trying to find the plant. Getting the best position possible to make sure that Mr. has no chance in this one. But with 19 HP and after picking up an AK, yeah, it's not. He's out of there.
Yeah, that's a shame. I think Sip probably needed to get a kill and fall back, and then Glaive needed to stay alive as well. Then that could have bought some time for Mr. to be put into play. Unfortunate stuff, but a great opening. You got to give it to Eternal Fire. That was really cool. And xantares, again, that just the confidence for him to stand out there is cool to watch.
He just knows that if someone swings him, he will win that fight. It's very pleasing to watch. And it's also just a great way to use him. If that's just the case, if his mechanics are that strong, there's nothing wrong with doing that. Play to your strengths.
Yeah, he's proving it right now. 20 kills on him. And we're just now leading in around number 18, so you know he's done a good job.
20 and 10. This is still not a round that Eternal Fire can take lightly. There are some weapons on the side of Astralis.
True.
There was a force buy into this from the defense.
And with that AK in the hands of Mr., there's a chance. How do you feel about it? It feels like a lot of the time the rule is whoever gets to save the gun kind of gets to keep the gun. I feel like the way that someone like Glaive or BlameF has been playing, maybe just throw it over to him.
Yeah, there's a case for that. There's definitely a case for it, who has the hot hand right now. And maybe you wish that would have happened, because now Mr's dead, no AK in play. But there's also something to be said about if someone's going to take the time to retrieve the gun, you give them it in the next round. But I think that if it came to pure game theory and no emotions at all, you would give it to BlameF.
Yeah.
But there's something like the feeling of having the AK that you retrieve stripped away from you, so that someone that still has a rifle roll can just have the better weapon. It just kind of feels bad.
Yeah, so you might lose out on some of the psychology a little bit.
Yeah.
You're basically telling one of your teammates, hey, you're the worst among us. Like, give that gun up. And
yes.
Like, oh, cool, thanks.
Yeah.
I'm excited to play now, you know?
Right. There's emotions that need to be taken care of.
True.
In both this game and relationships.
Well, yeah. You're an expert. You got any good advice for the people out there? Do you want to dish out?
Make sure to look after people. Make sure to look after each other. That's where it goes.
Generic advice with Maui. That could be a new content piece. I like it.
Just advice that doesn't sell me out, you know?
Yeah, the kind of happy quotes you see on Facebook, like in front of a mountain or a river or something, where it's like,
"Hey man, live, laugh, love."
Exactly.
That's all it takes. Eat, pray, love.
Astralis need some of that right now. I feel like they're about to be 4 rounds down. They're playing up against the really fired up xantares. Vintage xantares, some might say. It's good times.
He's been excellent for Eternal Fire, both in this event. And basically the last 6 months, I'd say. He's been a star, a bona fide star, one of the highest rated players in ESL Pro League. And always showing that all the experience that he's amassed, when paired with his already insanely strong mechanical ability, it is a force to be reckoned with.
4-round gap that's opened up here. Time for Astralis at some point here to turn it around. I mean, they don't have a lot of work with this round. Almost catching the time. It's not a bad pick. Could have worked out there for Glaive, but Paz able to get the gun out in time. And now they're going to slow it down, and I can't really blame them. Eternal Fire, they're thinking, you know what? One bit of aggression like that, let's just make sure there's nothing else happening.
They're moving right through the middle of the map, evading the Astralis defense. xantares, they're just letting this guy off the leash, letting him do whatever he wants towards the B side of the map. And he's taking his time. He's playing with them.
Yeah, some presence here in the restrooms, but it feels like the bomb is about to make its way past. I'm not sure. I think they would have needed to catch the bomb before it gets to the bomb site. Farley is maybe 3 or 4 seconds too late here. Otherwise, it could have been interesting. Bomb is being planted in front. He's going to be walking in. Misses the first opportunity. And that probably was maybe one of the... I think he almost had to get the kill before the bomb went down.
Yes.
So try and do that, make it a 3-on-3, then try and fight for the bomb afterwards. So a little bit of a shame. Blamer's going to get the kill on Paz. And we're back into a 3-on-3. Still feels impossible for them to actually retake the bomb site.
No kit. And with Farley having just a deagle, it seems like he just wants to get a kill, try to save a gun. And I think he has actually an opportunity to do that if he goes back down connector. Instead, he makes his way towards the site itself. He is definitely dead. Wait, what? Oh, well, he's dead, but he got a kill. So, some solace.
Spiteful.
Yeah.
Just saying, you know what, I might die, but you're coming with me. 12-7.
That's just an unexpected play. You don't see that coming if you're Emor. That's for sure. Little smirk.
It's like he wasn't sure really what the plan was. He's just rolling with it. All right.
Yeah. Okay, first gun round, though. Round 20 in this half. No op for Farlig. So we'll see how they put together this defense despite that hindrance handicap. Blamef sitting in connector. No one from Astralis has found any success in this position in this half. But Blamef, he's a different animal.
Good start they needed as well. And he's going to spin around and take down Paz. That's really uncomfortable now on the Eternal Fire side. xFloud going to be moving up. He's sort of found a little bit of a gap here that he could... This can actually be very interesting now. He's even giving that up. He's saying, you know what, I'm not going to go check it. Wants to keep going. It feels like they know, though. They have a bit of a read on it. Not quite. Oh, that is awkward. Oh. But Glaive was kind of checking. He kind of knew that someone could have got there. All on xantares, 1 versus 5.
It looked like xFloud took his finger off the trigger, thinking that he killed Glaive already. He let go of the spray, a bullet too early. It's a bit of a shame. It could have opened things up, but now we just have xantares in the 1-on-4. There's an op there to save, but with this little HP and an active defense from Astralis, it's unlikely that he'll be able to keep that moving forward. But he will hold on to this position. Maybe he is given an opportunity to take the sniper into the next round.
Yeah, good-looking gun. Got a little unicorn on there.
Yeah. They're real.
Just rare? Is that the...
Just we haven't seen them.
All right.
You haven't seen them. I haven't seen them.
That's a lot we haven't... I mean, I think, you know, especially if they live in the ocean, there's a good chance that we just haven't, you know... I know that's not the traditional lore, but it could be.
Seahorse lore.
Yeah, why not?
Sea unicorn lore. Yeah.
Could be a thing.
I could see it. I found some fanfics like that.
Yeah. Searching for what?
That's for me to know.
All right.
Keep some things personal. I keep them close to my chest.
Blog post that's going to be coming up in the future.
Yeah, just, I mean, a great first gun round defense from Blamef there, though, towards connector. That's just a position that if you have the abilities, like we've seen xantares, like we've seen Blamef, it can be incredibly tough to deal with because it takes so much utility to actually get somebody out and get a lot of favorable fights from it.
Blamef back in the middle. Oh, wall bang down from the other side. Blamef's going to be there to close it out, but xFloud, his whole attention was towards that door and the bullets coming through. That is unfortunate because he had the Molotov behind Blamef, so he had the whole setup to actually take that fight. He just got all of his attention pulled away. That is frustrating.
Yeah, now Farlig, He heard the flash over long, so he suspects that there is some presence here. Not sure when it's coming, but Paz jiggling him out, and the shadow advantage works for Farlig. And he is out of dodge. There is a flash to support the retreat, and there is no return to speak of. Wait a second. Woxic actually takes down Glaive, and xantares finding the shot onto Mr. Now things get interesting.
And a little bit awkward. I mean, this is a 5-1-3 that you would not expect a team like Astralis to ever really give up. Sip outside of the B bomb side, this very powerful position, and yeah, he's going to spot them out there. They still don't know. He's spotted 2 of them. He's calling it all in. See the rotation on the minimap. They know what's coming. Sip, he should be winning the round right here. That's a strong headshot. Still kind of worrying. Yeah, they're running in. They didn't even want to spin around for it, but his teammates are coming in from the other side. Nice nade on top, and Sip clearing it out. Grenade to take down Emo. That's beautifully played.
Perfect stuff from Xipnix there. The trigger discipline to make sure he gets the clean shot. If he had shot a foot earlier, there is a chance that they just flood away from him or all just trade him out.
Yeah.
It's tough to not take that shot because players generally, when they come out of connector, they will peek into that tunnel. They could have spotted him if they really wanted to, but it works in his favor. Once again, early opener from BlameF in connector. That has been such a strong position from him thus far.
Yeah, especially because the orbit's out there. So if he takes the shot of the feet and just gets returned on with the AWP, that's going to be dangerous. Oh, Bunny is not looking great. On the Eternal Fire side, 12-9. This is still such an open game. It's entirely possible that Astralis can go back and win this. Kind of a little bit like they did on Dust 2.
Yeah. Clotheslined. Woxic trying to find some early space. And whatever play was being put together here from Eternal Fire, it does not look like it got off the starting block. They are just pushed all the way back. Looks like 10th will be coming out for Astralis. Wait a second. Okay, xantares is still in play, so it does seem possible that he finds some damage at the very least. And if Astralis want to actually keep this streak going or stay competitive in this, they definitely want to keep the numbers up. Taking too many casualties here, especially with Glaive and Mister's money, would be quite a tragedy.
Yeah, I mean, the last one, was a 5-on-3 that sort of quickly turned into a 3-on-3. They did manage to recover it, but you want to keep those advantages when you get them. xantares, he's got a perfect read on this, and he's hunting down Glaive. So now a 2-on-3. 40 seconds on the clock, and Sip, if he catches this, that's the bomb, and that probably is the end of the round. X-Cloud's right there, out in the open, but Sip, smartly not trying to fight it. Oh, I say that, but he gives it up, and it's a 2-on-2 now.
Oh, no.
You've got to assume that Mr. is feeling the pressure at the moment. Maybe not so much Farlig. He's down here. Oh. He's got the right read with the AWP. 20 seconds. xantares, he did pick up the bomb in transit. What a nice smoke to save him in the tunnel. 15 seconds here, and just play for time at this point. You know he has to put that bomb down, and Farlig is doing it fine at the moment. xantares has to hold it down. He can't come off that bomb plant. He's just barely going to get the bomb planted, and Farlig will be there to end the round.
The crosshair placement was there for xantares. If he had a split second more, he could have nailed Farlig, but still, so much damage being inflicted. Astralis still able to find their 10th round in this one, but it came at such a cost. That's beautiful from xantares right there. And as soon as xantares saw that shoulder, he was keyed in onto the angle. He knew what was coming. He knew what to look for.
Man, great stuff, but again, a strong reminder to just how dangerous xantares could be in this game. He's up to 26 kills, and it is a 12-10 scoreline, just barely favoring Eternal Fire. But they've run out of steam a little bit once again.
Yeah, the T-sides for them have been their undoing at Rotterdam. It cost them what could have been a grand finals berth. Here at the Showdown, there's no second chances. They're already down a map. They need to close this one out if they want to have a chance at making it to the Royal Arena. And what a story that would be for Eternal Fire. That would be such a shocker for them to remove Major, to make Emor the in-game leader, and to somehow best the odds in repeated series. Seems like a pipe dream at present, but it all starts with a single win here. And many of the talent really thought Eternal Fire were going to take this, and I don't blame them either. They've been getting they look strong. They look like a team that can.
Oh, that is tempting once you've seen the feet over there. But it's also dangerous to stay up here for too long.
Yes. You are very exposed. And it just costs resources in the manpower that you have to just hold to keep it boost. But it seems like Astralis have a strong read now. Given that they have the boost assembled, they know that there is no B presence whatsoever for Eternal Fire. All 5 of their players towards A. 4 in the bathrooms, 1 towards long. This is already a great setup.
It is, but I don't know, with the right nades, they don't have that many either on the T side. Yeah, that's a big problem. Because I was going to say, if they create the right wall, then maybe they could isolate Glaive up front, but I feel like that might not be possible now. Maybe it's just going to have to be xantares again in that dreaded AK. We'll see. They're going to try, and there's the opening. Oh, he's opened it up. Paz taking down Glaive. Oh, this is beautiful stuff. They're going to find Blameth as well. xantares is down, but it doesn't matter. The round is won. 13-10.
That first shot was devastating from xantares. Just the swing into the opener, and then everything falls apart for Astralis. And that is one of the risks of holding that 2-man boost. If they just have that single player towards water, that could have been a 4-man A stack. But it's a risk that you run in that you'll likely and almost always get the kill if Eternal Fire decide to reroute back towards monster. That early warning. But now Eternal Fire, let's see this one back.
Yeah. So reliable with that.
Yeah.
And Glaive out there. Molotov and everything else, he was not in a good position after they lost the first kill on that bomb site. Whew, all right.
That's the contact you actually want if you're Astralis, for your Opera to be tested by a rifle like that. It's just that xantares has been so fast with it. I mean, Farlig had a shot. He had a chance, but...
He did.
They don't call it xantares peak for nothing.
He's been showing us all map long. Yeah, if they get that third map, it's... I mean, he's got 27 kills.
Unbelievable. Unreal. Blame F with 24 too.
Yeah, he's trying to hold on to it.
He's throwing haymaker after haymaker at each other.
Putting out the Molotov and trying to get some speed. There's 3 people on the other side and surely dead. Boost up on the other side. Trying to see if they can spot at least one person. Emor trying to open it up. That's a good little burst. And he's going to be taking down Glaive. Everyone is blind behind this. Surely some counter utility is going to be coming out here. Sip gets one before he gets blown up. It is still a 2-on-2. And they know that Mr. is down there somewhere. Farlik showing up as well with the AWP. A lot of smoke on the bomb site. It's kind of hard to see anything at the moment. And has to be careful when the smoke fades. This double scope is so risky. And that's exactly why. xFloud to find it. Mr. all on his own. And xFloud to close out the round. That is a great hit. 14-10.
I can't believe Eternal Fire bring that one back. The opener onto xantares and what felt like a panic response to fly out monster works in their favor. Some of these shots, they must have been devastating. But xFloud there, when the round slows down, playing around just the edge of the smoke right there. That's brutal. Blame F knows it. And Astralis right now, they're reeling. They have nothing to work with.
Yeah, most importantly, no real cash in the bank. So they're almost, well, they're not almost, they are playing for overtime at this point in time. 1 deagle, otherwise it's USPs, and they're just all stacked up over it long at the moment. So hoping that this is going to be paying off.
Heavy long presence from these pistols. They got to swing eventually. They do. Farlik takes down one, but quick cleanup as the other members of Eternal Fire are ready to go.
Yeah, just Blameth here. And they know where he is. 15-10 going to be the scoreline, and that means Astralis are doing 5 in a row. And the way that this second half has been going, that doesn't really seem like it's that likely. I feel like Eternal Fire, they figured it out. They found the formula here on Overpass, which is super impressive.
Yeah, Eternal Fire have been finding so much value in these A creep-ups. I mean, xFloud was able to discover on his own that he could find an opening pick there. It just doesn't seem like Astralis have had eyes on Bathroom and it's short. The B pop has also been devastating from Eternal Fire. It just feels like as long as they don't run into BlameF first, they have a round they can work with. That's been the seemingly one win condition. Two of Astralis's, I'd say, won 3 or 4 on this side. It's been off the back of BlameF actually, just finding openers.
Yeah, and that's not really enough.
No, that's a missmoke.
And I mean, there might have even been a little bit of a clue in some of those rounds where it is those, you know, 4 versus 2s, 5 versus 3s, and Astralis still are struggling to close those rounds out. Even when they have the man advantage, which is obviously a little bit of an issue.
Oh, they haven't used this yet. They're just going for the nade stack.
Yeah. Doesn't do that much. Molotov's down. Flashes coming through, and they're trying to get the job done, although Sip and BlameF, especially BlameF coming in with that shot in the back, that'll close it out.
Did you see that? How the player that was boosting actually drops his grenade up to the guy that he's boosting. That's a cheeky little way to get a double nade in. Kind of unorthodox at that.
Feels like that only works if that ramp player stays where he is. Mm-hmm. But I guess the timing between the players was a little bit slow. All right. Yeah, do some more damage. Why not?
Yeah, the bomb's down right at the mouth of Monster, but more kills would not be too bad. Astralis have a long way back into this one. So we'll see what they conjure up next. Eternal Fire, that is. That is a very favorable smoke.
Yeah. I don't think they were expecting anyone to be that close. Time is going to run out of this one, and it'll be 11 to 15.
Counter-terrorists win. Yeah, so Eternal Fire really have actually had some pretty solid success towards both bomb sites, so there's not necessarily any clear trend for what they will be doing next or to what they want to do to close this one out, which actually makes this defense much harder for Astralis. You can't just do a B lean off the back of them losing B for the majority of these rounds. It's been a pretty even distribution.
Sip is starting to get up there as well. He's at 21 kills behind that last round. So between him and BlameF, I don't know. They just, if they can get Glaive from Dust 2 to join this one, that might be it. That might be what they need to get to overtime. BlameF, very aggressive positioning here. Hard to check as well. You can see Paz not mentally ready for it, and he's going to get hunted down. But BlameF slightly overstepping the mark. Very aggressive and Farley behind it, and it's going to pay off. That is pretty bold.
Yeah, just so hungry for that trade. And you could see BlameF, his eyes got wide too once you know that he found a couple of tags on that player towards long. And now the setup for Astralis is a little curious. Glaive has very forward position towards long, and Farlick still has eyes towards A, which puts a lot of pressure on these B players because Astralis need to know that Eternal Fire's hand, it's being forced.
Yeah, they still got some time on the clock, obviously. 45 seconds here. Flash to enter. X-Flow there nearly lined up for a double. That would have been a real nightmare. Woxic's going to get one, xantares on the other. And just like that, from a 2-on-4 into a 2-on-2 in a matter of seconds. And still, they have time for the bomb plant here. Farlick sneaking in. Glaive also walking up behind. They got to be careful here. The timing is everything. Woxic, oh, he gets spotted, and well, that takes all the attention. And Glaive, now is the time to strike. Woxic is not ready for it, and that is shocking. He's going to have a heart attack there. xantares on his own. With the mechanics, he's going to get that one now. Glaive's got to be worried, and xantares will end it. 16-11, stopping any chance for overtime. He ends at 32 kills in regulation. That is absurd.
What a monster performance from xantares there. That is incredible. Carrying Eternal Fire to a map number 3. We will see how this series resolves, but first, I need to hear how the Death breaks this one down.
I did the highlight as well, you can say that. Hey guys, I'm Nico from G2 and today I'm here with Monesi, and today we'll be guessing CSGO items, players and maps.
Okay, this is the map, and Op is OP on this map.
Train.
No,
Overpass.
Op is OP. No, wait.
Dust.
Yes. Listen, you remember the smoke and nade behind the smoke, which I'm using.
Inferno?
Yes. This map is, how to say, like, you don't have this in competitive, but you talked it before, like 5 minutes ago.
Tasca?
No.
Before 5 minutes before?
Yes, Simple did highlight on this map.
Cash?
Yes.
I did the highlight as well, you can say mine.
Oh yeah, ridiculous. He's playing in complexity.
JT.
No.
Fang.
How to say it?
Fang?
Yes, Hanji, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, this weapon was fixed before. Now it costs
Krieg.
like... No,
Og.
Wait,
Amphor?
1.7k.
1.7?
7k, yeah.
Scout?
No, 1.7k or 2.4k, I forgot. 1.7, I think. You
P90?
No, like...
Negev?
Yes, negative.
You just said his name.
Always. Really?
The map, it got removed for Vertigo. Vertigo? It was for Vertigo. It's with a lot of like trains.
Train?
We have it on. It's on the Nuke under B side, the windows. How we call it?
Office?
It's the map that you did this bug smoke against Imperial.
Mirage? What a girl, bro.
You remember the team we lost to in Antwerp?
Antwerp against Furia?
No, the game before.
Navi?
No, Heroic.
Heroic?
And the Opera. Cadian.
Coach, best coach.
Zonic.
Muscles, pro player, retired.
Blame F, retired. Frikazoid. Pasha.
Pistol, overpowered, Op.
Deagle. Pistol, overpowered, up.
Op.
Revolver.
Yes, you know what I mean?
Flash ud. Ja, flash ud her. Var der? Okay, der. Fang. Jeg kommer ud. ET. Ja, ET med. Jeg kan ikke komme ud. Vent. Begge B. Jeg har B. Ja, jeg går. Jeg ved. Low. Jeg er med. Fambas. Nej, nej, nej. Nice. Det var fordi døren var ikke åben. Nej. Jeg fatter det heller ikke. Står bare 2 bag og løber ind i døren.
Astralis may have got the giggles in that one, but it was no laughing matter for the Danes. Eternal Fire do close this one out 16-11. Not their map pick, it was actually Astralis bringing this one into the mix. And I want to approach this one in a linear fashion, I guess, Jacob, because for Eternal Fire, starting off 5-0 up, 9-6 first half to open up the map.
Yeah, it was looking good for EF to begin with, getting the pistol again, converting in the second round as well. And you know, we know Overpass to be a map that the T side can struggle a lot. And it felt like EF was getting off to such a good start that I was fearing for Astralis that first half was already over with. Astralis fought back into it, you know, a couple of good rounds, a couple of good calls. EF missing a couple of opportunities. Sipniks having a 1v3 round. So there was positives to be, you know, highlighted from Astralis in the first half. I will say though that if you're EF and you only win 9 rounds and you win the pistol, you convert, you're up 5-0, they should have had more. Good thing for them is that it didn't matter. You know, they were still better than Astralis, and their T-side was working better than Astralis could ever manage to.
Yeah, I think the 5-0 really put them in a good position. This could have been horrendous from the first half for Eternal Fire. We mentioned xantares, and I think he delivered as he was supposed to. He had some of these signature multi-kill rounds where he was very forward in the bathroom area, which we pointed out. He delivered again. 9 rounds on the CT side, and then they win this oh-so important force buy, which puts Astralis in the dumpster, takes the AWP away from Farlig, and then that pressure on the B side time and time again.
Yeah, you were talking about xantares and just the rating difference that we're talking about between the rest of the camp of Eternal Fire, obviously ending on 32 kills, 123 ADR. Just huge stuff from him, and really what we needed, considering that we didn't mention his name at all in the first map.
Yeah, he stepped up massively, especially in the first half in the toilet area, I will almost say, right? There's a couple of rounds where Astralis were lucky and good enough to find the opening kill, but xantares would fight Eternal Fire back into the round. We see it here as well. His prime position, dare I almost say it, in the overpass. This round in particular, a triple kill with the M4A4 right here, completely shredding Astralis in what was a 5v4. So without xantares playing so well in the first half, it could have been Astralis, you know, with 7, 8, 9, 10 rounds perhaps on that T side, and that should have been enough. But you have the guy on your screen right here. He's playing some fantastic individual Counter-Strike right now. He's really in form.
Just look at the score lines when he's having these multi-kills, and you can just copy-paste one-to-one with the actual round timeline of this game. The rounds that Eternal Fire were able to convert on the CT side when they stopped the flood from Astralis were off the back of xantares, were off the back of his multi-kills, and he closes it again. Now, when it comes to the T side, I think that Voxic played with the cards that he had. EF were not in a position to outplay Astralis across the map, which we see sometimes on Overpass, but they just realized, hey, the B side is working. We can hit it again, different ways, different timings, sometimes fast, sometimes slow, but they just kept on applying that pressure, and they avoided BlameF, because we know how dangerous he can be. They just found a way to neutralize him as much as they could.
For me, it's a game where the Orbers didn't really have much impact, to be completely honest. Voxic goes throughout
this game. That's a normal game for Astralis.
That's a normal game for Astralis, normal game for Farley, but for Voxic as well, he had a total of 0 opening kills on Overpass. We'll talk about Overpass being Orbers' paradise, especially on the CT side. There's so many different angles, so many different ways of being aggressive, falling back, taking a shot, falling back further, and Voxic didn't do much, to be completely honest, with the AWP, nor did Farley, and that's been an issue for Astralis for, as you said, a very long time.
Well, before we do move into the third and final deciding map of Nuke, let's check in with the coach of Eternal Fire.
Hardstyle, you bounced back on Overpass and their pick. This looked really nice. I just wanted to see if your game plan had changed a little bit, though, knowing that Config was not here, and if that made any adjustments to how you guys approach this game.
No, not at all. We just do our part. The prep didn't change if Config is here or not.
And in terms of Nuke, right, it's a very good map for you guys anyway. It's a good map for the Astralis of old, but do you feel like you have an advantage in this one over them?
Well, actually, RMR, we should have played the Nuke, and we planned it today.
Oh.
We want to play Nuke, yeah. That was the plan.
Okay, and how ready do you feel with Immor being the IGL and obviously xCloud coming in on Nuke?
If we can make the decisions better, then everything will be okay, I think.
Well, yeah, before we do get into discussing the third and final map of Nuke, I do just want to finish up by talking about the second half of that map of Overpass, because we were talking about, you know, the strengths of Eternal Fire on the CT side of things. Obviously, xantares showing up. Was that just the case for Eternal Fire? Were there any other kind of shining lights for them that allowed them to close this one out? Because we did see Astralis trying to mount a comeback at some points in this map.
Again, I think what they managed to do was to have the same modus operandi to win rounds, but with enough switcheroos so that EF or Astralis rather could not adjust. I think in itself it's a win for Immor, which just had a great confidence from his coach. I'm sorry, I just cannot not mention it. Like, do you have trust in Immor? It's like, yeah, I guess if he makes the right decision. Like, come on, it's your IGL. Just do something, like give him a branch, like reach out to him. Oh my God.
Yeah, considering they were, well, I guess he wasn't the in-game leader when it was back at the RMR. Obviously, the coach was saying that they actually wanted to play Nuke. I guess maybe that gives us some hope coming into this third map if you're on a top.
Yeah, it sounds like he has confidence in the Nuke pick at the very least, you know, going into that third deciding map. I also do think that what we saw here in Overpass is going to be a problem for Astralis. There was too many players not showing up. We praised Glaive for having a good first map. Didn't do much here. We praised Mister for not being a weak link in the first map as well. He was a weak link right here. He was contested on the B bomb side time and time again. And even though Sip did a decent job trying to cover up for it, you can't have a weak link at this, you know, at this level. If you have a certain spot on a map that's just not productive in any way, you will be punished even by a team like EF.
If Glaive isn't having the dust that we've seen, Astralis has a skill issue across the board. Not that Config isn't in the picture anymore. If you have Zip, if you have Folly, if you have Mister and Glaive, who once here and there can have a very good game, but still there is a skill issue. And I think this is going to be the picture that we have to paint coming on to Nuke. There is a savoir-faire on the side of Astralis. I think Glaive knows how to navigate Nuke. Asher BlameF knows how to be impactful on Nuke. I have no doubt. Zip knows, he's got the experience. But knowing is just half the battle. You have to be able to put forth these kills. And this is where I struggle to see. Can Glaive actually turn this into a tactical game enough that he can get in the head of Immor? Or can xantares play deathmatch and dance on their graves?
I'll buy into that point, and I really do hope we get to see glaive take charts into his own hands. You know, pick up the AWP if you feel for it on the CT side. Pick up the AWP on the T side as well. Be the guy that goes out there in the front and leading the team by example. With all due respect to Farley, he has plenty and has had plenty of opportunities to showcase us and the rest of the world that he's an AWP player worth, you know, banking on for Astralis. He's yet to convince me, I guess yet to convince himself, and definitely yet to convince his teammates as well. So for glaive right now to take charts into his own hands and go out there and showcase that he can still be that leader by example that we praised him so much for 3, 4, 5 years ago, I would love to see it now, because as Matthew said, it's needed.
Yeah, James mentioned it in that interview. It's definitely not the Astralis of old that we're seeing on Nuke recently. They only won 2 out of their last 9 matches on the ground.
Yeah, we have to be a little careful because most of these losses are 16-13,
Yeah.
14-13-15. So it's not like, again, Astralis knows how to play Nuke. It's not a map where you can just catch them by surprise, but across the board individually, it's a bit lackluster.
Well, it is one final lifeline for both of these teams coming into it, as the gauntlet of the showdown is certainly cutthroat. Nuke coming up as our 3rd and final decider map between Astralis and Eternal Fire. We're going to see how it goes down after this.
We get to see a 3rd map. It's on Nuke between Astralis and Eternal Fire. And the odds were almost even up again, which makes sense. Good job on Eternal Fire stealing away that 2nd map.
That was not the defense you would have expected from Astralis. After finding 6 on the T side, or they just were stumped. Eternal Fire were finding openings. They had entries. Even in late rounds, it felt like Eternal Fire could always bring a round back to at least 2v2, 1v1.
Yeah.
And even the way they closed it out right there at the very end, xantares with the 1v2, bit poetic, because he was the heavy carry for the Eternal Fire side on that one.
Yeah, what was 32 kills?
Yes. Yes.
Crazy. I really can't believe it. But that is how it ended up. So we'll see how it goes. Third and final map is coming up. We're on Nuke. What a delightful way to end this series. And we do have a whole other series coming up behind, obviously. Scrawny and London will take you through that one, so you don't want to miss it either. It'll be Astralis starting on the CT side with Eternal Fire on the T side.
Yep, and we've got a couple of dualies already. BlameF and Glaive equipped with those. Glaive playing close door spot. But Eternal Fire, a little bit unorthodox, going for an outside wrap early on. They have been spotted, but they haven't been wrangled.
Oh, this is a very confusing round now for everybody involved. Surely, finally going to be found. They come back through Mini. And now xFlower, look at the timing. Oh, he's a little bit awkward. I can't believe it. He's still found the kill. And now he's walking up behind it, taking down Mr. That seems almost criminal. How did he get away with it?
This was, well, it's not over yet. Okay, Glaive, he's in the vents. He'll have to wait for BlameF to activate. BlameF opens the door. Now Glaive, this might be the time for him, but he's unsure. He's taking his time. And Xantares is nailing BlameF, leaves just Glaive with the dualies, and he will be taken down as well. That was a wonderfully layered pistol round for Eternal Fire. They show presence, they cut noise, and they reaggress into the positions with that late flank from xFlower. That was well put together, very creative, and just incredibly effective.
If he looked like he was about to jump off that ladder, if he had made any noise or anything else like that, it would have been such a nightmare, but somehow he just managed to thread the needle. And that'll be Eternal Fire winning the pistol. Good job.
That's one of those also, like, it felt like Xipnix should have spotted him.
Yeah.
But Xipnix only reacts to movement.
T-Rex.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, wait a second. Oh, no.
They rushed the bomb side, and there was 4 people waiting for them. Can't make any use of that picked up gun. Mister is still in a Mac 10. I'm not sure that's helpful either. And Woxic, yeah, there's a USP up there. He could probably challenge it, but he's feeling a little bit worried at the moment. They fall back down. There's an AK instead on Mister. That's going to be a little bit better at the very least. What an awkward thing here. The bomb is inside the bomb site.
And he just goes right up. He recognized that the player had fallen. And now xFlower and Woxic, they'll attempt to pinch this. And it looks like xFlower once again. This guy is a timing master thus far. But Xipnix is still alive. One-on-one situation, dancing around the silos. Xipnix, great flash, but blinds Woxic, and Xipnix manages to clutch it out once again. You can see a smile on his face.
4 kills in the round for Sip. That's absolutely crazy. I don't know. Oh, it's so tricky, isn't it? Because if you're going to be doing an A-rush, doing it in a kind of round like this where you know they're not going to have any nades, is not necessarily a bad pick. And if you played slow outside, you could get picked off with scouts. So I don't know. It's not that it's so crazy, but man, what a horrible way to run into a stack.
Those USPs found so much mileage. All the pistols inside found a lot of mileage. But the force buy from Eternal Fire means the Astralis are not out in the clear just yet. 4 players towards outside. In fact, 5 for Eternal Fire. And they've already thrown the cross smokes. Now, BlameF has an angle here. He spots one. Woxic already in the red.
Here in the steps. Yeah, Farley's saying, you know, I don't want to really shoot through the smoke. I just want to get down here and help out Mister. He's already down below, and they have a little bit of a 1-2 punch, although they will get traded. Slow down. That wasn't the bomb, though. And Mister in a little bit of a trouble. Going to be closing the door, but they're quick to open it up again and go straight for the fight. xCloud nearly dead, and so is Woxic. So this should be a done deal here on the side of Astralis. They should be able to pick this one up without any bomb even getting close to the site.
Can't imagine a way xCloud finds a way into this. And it will be stopped. 2-1. That got a little bit hectic, especially for Mister there towards that decon side. A hectic spray. But Astralis recovered the situation. They knew what was happening the entire time. That's the key there. They knew that Eternal Fire full sent it down secret. There was never any question in their mind as to whether there was a lurk or any kind of flank coming up.
If you're Eternal Fire playing the T side of this, surely at some point you'll have a conversation about BlameF and how he plays this yard and how aggressive he could be. So, I mean, it's going to be hard to counter, but you must have had a conversation saying you just got to be aware that he can push up like really far.
You'd hope to see some way or some idea for Eternal Fire to combat this, because Astralis ending the series on Nuke. I mean, this was a map that I think both teams knew there was a strong chance we were going to see it in the series. So there should have been a game plan going into it. But I mean, BlameF, that's one of those things easier said than done.
Yeah.
People know what he's doing, and he still finds ways to just put up a 1.3 rating every single time.
Yeah, he's so comfortable out there. It's really, really crazy to spot. And, you know, he gets some good backup out there as well with flashes and everything else, so could be hard to deal with. Sit back here. Could maybe try and run him down with the AK. It's possible that you could get some pressure on him. Backup is a little bit further away maybe than he would like. More. Gonna get found right then and there. And there's the backup of Farley coming in from heaven. Good job. Nobody dies. Flawless round from Astralis. And a 3-1 scoreline. They'll take it.
And we'll get the first gun round in the half coming up. And this is where, Anders, your question should hopefully be answered. Do Eternal Fire have a plan to deal with the BlameF outside presence, or will the entire yard be in control of Astralis?
Yeah, they really need to do that, because it does limit the map, obviously, in an extreme way. Gonna find out. xantares out here. Jump, spotting it.
That's the man to send out.
Surely, yes. The way that he was playing on overpass, you want to put him into play as soon as possible.
Okay, double nade actually not effective from Eternal Fire, but you can see that they do have some tricks to try to find an opener here. Oh, actually, they actually dink Mr. the door. Okay, they're trying to hunt Glaive down here. This is a fight that Eternal Fire are welcoming. xCloud gets Glaive down to 5 HP. That is great damage, but no kill.
Oh, the timing here for BlameF is really sick. He's walking up the stairs right next to it. xantares with his back turned and with the Molotov on top. He's so dead. That's a pretty decent opening. Emo. Yeah, he's caught him. What? I can't believe it. Finally, he should have been dead. He will be eventually. Mr. Not realizing someone's already snuck past him, and he's going to get shot in the back. That is a little bit of a slip up. And low on health from earlier. Like you pointed out, 5 health left. xFlood with a double opening. And it's a 2-1-3 now, favoring Eternal Fire. They're going to get a bomb plant behind this.
Xipnix he's already here at Heaven, and it doesn't seem like Eternal Fire suspect this. No one's even watching Heaven right now. This is curious, but as soon as he throws this nade, they'll be alerted to his presence. And BlameF taking his time to lobby flank. Oh, and he still manages to get out. This is a bit unbelievable that they've let him have that. And the time though, it's ticking. It's down to the wire, and Xipnix is still going for this. That was getting very strange for Eternal Fire. Xipnix found so much space. He was able to relay so much info, but just unfortunately for his teammate, BlameF doesn't win the duel.
You know, if Sip would have found one more player in there, BlameF actually had a smoke for Mini. So there is even a world in which that last player from Eternal Fire out in Mini could have been in a little bit of trouble. But yeah, this is just overall a great opening for xCloud.
Yeah,
just imagine if Sip gets one more.
Yeah, just finding that damage early on for xCloud made taking down Glaive back silo so doable. But even when xantares fell there towards outside, there was an instant response from Eternal Fire. They instantly mini-wrapped, and you could see how that caught Farlig off and how Mr. trying to recover the situation actually let one through the smoke. Just a little bit panicked in that situation.
Round number 6 coming up, and that's the last of the money put into this round for Astralis. Now, they do have the AWP on Farlig. That's always fun. But they need to continue the winning ways here. Otherwise, they're going to let Eternal Fire back into the first half. Maybe a lot quicker than they want to. Wow, all right. Putting that out, running straight for it. And a must-hit shot there coming up from Farlig. But a little bit too soon to try and escape. And he's going to be found by Emo.
Ooh, 1 for 1. Xipnix gets a kill and some information. Emor trying to make a play through the smoke. And BlameF is able to catch him off. That's a huge kill to find, because now in the 2-on-3, despite the fact that Eternal Fire have space towards lower, they are in a man deficit. And Glaive, with that bomb being planted, opens the door and walks it. Wow! Recovers.
Yes, he does. xFloud, though. I can't believe he's so quick to adjust. He's going to say he had his crosshair in the wrong position then, but he is just lightning fast. 9 kills on X-Floud. He's really coming swinging into this first half. BlameF in a 1 versus 1 against Woxic, who's picked up the bomb and is just going to make his escape. This is a really cool move. Wow, he's going to be really far away. Nice movement so far. That, I don't know, probably doesn't do anything. I was going to say, just you have the timing. Go straight for it now. And BlameF right up the vent. A little bit of a nade coming through. Ooh, wow. That actually almost blows it up. That's a lot of damage. But on the other side, AK, 1 bullet headshot's all you really need at this point in time, but BlameF is going to be able to edge him out in that fight. 1 versus 1, a very, very important clutch coming in from BlameF, saving his team, even though it cost them 4 rifles.
That was...
And I'm sure you have to assume Eternal Fire are going to be forcing into this round.
Definitely. With the bomb plant, recognizing Astralis' money is so brittle at that. That is just a massive clutch for BlameF to win right there. 3 kills on the round. And a little bit hasty from Astralis as they try to convert this one near the end. The swing from Glaive, you have the man advantage. There's not always, that just feels very un-Astralis-like. That's how I put it. It feels like they would normally want to play the numbers. But sometimes that's the mind game you play, that the other team might actually think you're giving them too much respect. So
not a full force.
No. Could be... Oh, a little bit slow to spawn, actually, it looked like, for Eternal Fire. Usually this would indicate an A play, an A rush, but they aren't going as fast as you would expect.
Auto shotgun on Mister. You've got to give him some credit for this.
Some respect.
Good throwback at times.
Yeah, a lot of legacy players. A lot of, I'd say, pioneers, some founders.
Yeah. Well, it could only be outdone at this point by Max 7 on the hut, really. Snacks and JW and Flusher back in the day. Ooh, there we go. Choose them right up. Can't get the second one, but it's worth it even for the sound, I think.
Yeah, for our entertainment. Okay, MP9 from Zipnix, only able to get the 1. This is actually getting... This is going worse than expected for Astralis. This is perhaps a bomb plant for Eternal Fire. Farlig is here at the control doors, but if he wants to swing those open, there will be many waiting Ts. Presses on forward, up the stairs. Take down Woxic. 2 on 3 now.
And the rest are really low on health, so you have to assume that they're going to be going down at some point here. Glaive has an HE. That's a very, very good tool in this exact situation. There we go. Az is out of it. The shotgun as he blows open the door and takes down BlameF. And he's picked up this M4A1 instead. Might not be able to stop the bomb. I think he might have already just sort of accepted that, yeah, that could not happen. Bomb is going to get defused, but still, it's a fairly expensive round. You know, they get the bomb plant, they get 3 kills. Given what they had, that's not so bad.
And Glaive actually keeps the auto shotgun. Curious, but a great round for Eternal Fire in terms of economic damage and its implications. Just these first contact players in Mister and Zipnix only getting 1 apiece. This made it a little bit scary for Astralis, and that's like a Left 4 Dead scene right there. Door opens, shoot zombie. Yeah, move on to the next room.
Yeah, lucky it wasn't a boomer.
Yeah, no.
Classic game. Yeah. All right, Farlig again out here with the AWP. A little bit further back though. And on the other side, Woxic does have his. That is a dangerous peek for Farlig. Even the first go around, just running in there, that seemed dangerous. He did get the leg shot on Emo, so at least he got something done.
Yeah, Glaive will throw a counter smoke though on the mini one to maintain some space. This is a very nice play from him to make sure that they're not entirely in the dark and they don't have to send a ramp rotator over. He heard the drop from xantares, knows that there's somebody here. Well played by Glaive to even things up.
Yeah, that actually is a sick play. And in the meantime, Sip aggressively pushing down towards that ramp and the hallways. Going to be taking out Paz. So just like that, 4 versus 3. And with Emo already very low from that earlier leg shot, you have to think there's still a little bit of trouble here on the Eternal Fire side.
Not too many options. They have outside, but that means that eventually they'll have to converge on a site. And with this defense set up towards Hell from Zipnix and on A between Glaive and Mister. Oh, well, Zipnix might have spotted the shadow there.
Surely he did.
We did.
Yeah, he knows.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awkward. The bomb dropped down. Sip, that's a little bit aggressive, but 20 seconds left, and surely there is nothing they could do to get back into this. Yeah, the bomb, that's that almost sort of forces their hand a little bit. I mean, they're already in a lot of trouble.
Oh, they can go down ramp. There's no one B for Astralis right now. This will be a bomb plant at the very least.
Oh, that seems like such a slip up. Bomb plant going down. And with the AWP still alive, I mean, again, they have some good grenades left on the Astralis side, but you could pull this one through if you find the right AWP shot at the right time. Flash around the corner. Woxic gonna get straight trucked by Glaive, and now it's 1 versus 3 for the AWP. And once they know where he is, they have another Molotov as well. Gonna be putting that, one of them in their shadows, but still, more out here, and that's a nice peek. Glaive having himself a really powerful round. 3 kills on him, and a bomb defuse coming through, so it'll be 6-2.
Great initiative from Glaive to throw that counter smoke towards outside, towards that mini corner. That really actually changed the entire picture for Eternal Fire. We thought they were going to have an opportunity to take mid-space, but actually they ran into a huge speed bump. So props to him, showing that even if they don't have the same players as Astralis, they still have some of those individuals that have that awareness, the game sense. They know the response is necessary in order to make life difficult for their opposition. So Eternal Fire, maybe a missed opportunity. Despite the 5v4, can't convert.
And you know who's kind of missing from the game right now is xantares. He's 1-7 at the moment.
Yep.
Emor is 1-8. A couple of players that you'd like to see do a bit more. Flashing their way through. That's a team kill. Could have just as well been a double for Glaive, to be perfectly honest. Mr. trying his best, but gonna get traded after getting that 1 kill. Still at 3-on-3, slowing it down a bit with... Oh, that's...
Wow.
That's actually not... That's awkward. That's comedy. What happened?
Oh, no. Oh, they're just sending it. Okay. Before the bomb's even planted, Zipnik scales out. And BlameF, he's able to find one. That's the bomb down on the site. That will have to be retrieved by Eternal Fire. That means there is a window of opportunity for BlameF to reposition, and you know he will take it.
Oh, is that going to be passed down below? Yes, it will be.
Well done.
What an absolute dunk. And now he's out here with the AWP. What a read from Farlig. That is a beautiful sequence.
Wow, what a recovery from Astralis in that one. It felt like they were trapped behind Molly after Molly. So little to work with, but they just send it, go 1 for 1, and then it's Farlig to close out.
I really want to see how close to that grenade landed. It looked like it must have landed right on his skull. That's crazy.
Yeah, perfectly placed at that. Eternal Fire, they're having so much difficulty finding any footing into these rounds. They won the pistol and one after that.
Yeah, but look at the money on Astralis. So they're doing something right, Eternal Fire. They just can't close the rounds. That they keep getting close, which is a little bit what we saw in the first map. Glaive, this time able to secure that squeak door. Going to be taken out by xantares, finally finding a second kill. Actually, going to keep going and getting a third on the board there. Still leaves xFloud on his own here. And yeah, getting shot in the kneecaps, never a good time. Eventually going to be found by BlameF, and it's 8-2. Astralis catching fire and just doing a fine job in the opening half here.
That jump dodge from Mr. right there. Just to show his toes, and then to just keep teasing, actually. That's so frustrating if you're Eternal Fire trying to get that last kill. But either way, this was a good hold from the Astralis side. They're not only up 8-2, they're on fire at this point. Timeout being taken from Eternal Fire, as they need to find some answers. There has been no consistent recipe for success, no consistent space being allotted towards them. They've found some favorable fights towards outside, but it's been tough to convert.
Yeah, it's unfortunate when you're living in that weird sort of twilight zone of we almost have them, but when that almost stretches across 5, 6, 7 rounds, eventually you start to, it's no longer like an encouraging thing. It's like, man, how come we're close but never close enough? Like, why is that the case? It can sort of flip in your mind from being kind of a motivating factor to being more like, I feel really defeated now, you know? So hopefully they're not there yet, because they've been really good at bringing it back throughout the first 2 maps so far. Eternal Fire, they need to start working for it right now. Woxic and xFloud doing just fine, but the rest of them need to step it up just a little bit more. Otherwise, Astralis will run away with this 3rd map and knock them out of the showdown.
Yeah, no second chances. Opportunities for Eternal Fire. Does look like they're setting up for a set piece towards that A site. We have 3 players on the roof. That's going to be the double nade back silo, or top silo as a matter of fact. But it doesn't work. Mr. has changed up his position round to round. Even though he hasn't been the most reliable in terms of frags. He's not giving anything up for free. Now, Sky Flash at the ready. But Eternal Fire, they're still making their way back into lobby. They've actually lost a lot of position. They didn't have a door. They didn't have a door lurk in this one. So they don't even have lobby control. This is, wow. It almost feels like they're not sure of themselves towards that position. But xantares just walks on in.
He's cool with it.
Yeah. Like I can clear this.
Yeah, but that is really dangerous, right? If there's a lobby crunch coming, he obviously can't hold this on his own if they're pushing 3 different angles. So, wall outside.
Wall this late is, that's not usually going to mean anything.
Yeah.
That's either a full send run or you can't use it.
Farley down here, ready to take a shot, fall back down. He's going to get confirmation. That's the bomb as well. Oh, they know everything. I see you shaking your head, Maui, because this is a little bit of a confusing round.
This is showing some of the faults maybe in the map pool, but okay, well, it's not over yet. Farlick still has to put up a strong defensive back silo. Gets one, unscopes as a matter of fact. The Molly's burning him out of position, but he is not taken down. Woxic cannot find the return, and that means that it will be an attempt at a save for the remaining Eternal Fire players. They could not decide what they wanted to do this round. We have sung Emor's praises when necessary, but this is a round that he wants to try again. That was too late of a call, too late of an idea, and what was looking like an A pop, they changed it at the last minute and seemingly for no good reason.
Yeah, that's a bit rough to watch, and also as you know, Woxic running out of time at the end there, got killed after the pocket run down, so he's not going to have any real money to work with here. Farley, though, yeah, a little bit of hilarity when he unscoped at the wrong time, but he still did a great job. And generally, he's been playing really well on Nuke. 13-7 for him.
Yeah, everybody from Astralis has been doing their job. The fast A play coming out. Oh no, Glaive, the floodgates are open, but he's able to find 3. Well done by the leader.
Yeah, he just saved that bomb site. It's a very optimistic play from Farley, but you know, why not? xFloud and xantares should be a very powerful duo, though. xantares has been a little bit quiet on the map. Now is a great time to step it up. Your team really needs it. They need every single round. They need the last 4 here to make this 9-6. Otherwise, Astralis is just looking way too good, and that's a long flank around. xantares never spotting for it. And xFloud on his own, mechanically, we know he could do this, but he's in such a bad position down here at the floor of the bomb site. He's going to take Sip and almost could have had BlameF. If he were on that one, I think he might have actually had it, but instead it'll go to Astralis, 10-2.
Excellent recovery from Glaive on the initial site defense, and then BlameF taking his time, peeking from an angle that xantares never expected. See just how uncomfortable some of these situations are for Eternal Fire, but in slow-mo, it's like popping grapes for Glaive. Another pause, and
yeah,
Eternal Fire, it feels like their playbook is running dry here.
It does.
Yeah, I'm not seeing too many different ways that they're trying to innovate in these rounds, and a lot of the approaches have been rather one-dimensional. 4-4 going one way, sometimes even all 5.
Yeah, this is one of the really big illustrations of what we were talking about in the interview earlier about sort of not having too much out of spawn to be ready with, and it can be kind of hard to mid-round call on Nuke. Like it's nice to have the setup just to create the gap in the CT defense, but if that gap never opens up, if they're already in position everywhere, then I don't know. This is it's not as easy as it seems.
You can see Emor's own individual performance is suffering for it. It's just so difficult. If you don't have the various smokes outlined, maybe they know how to throw them, but if you don't have all the necessary responses or just built out those decision trees for the team, then there's not too many options. So Emor is sitting on 2 kills himself right now, and you can just see the limitations to their strategies.
Yeah, some tricks that we haven't seen yet. I mean, they're also could be tricky to pull off, but I mean, some of those vent dives you sometimes see blowing up Squeak Door, getting someone down there. That in itself will disrupt some of the CT setup because they have to commit someone if they hear it. I mean, if they don't hear it, it's even better, but obviously it could be, but if they hear it, they still have to move someone around, and maybe you could use that in a really clever way.
Then some earlier outside smokes. Standard two smoke wall. And wow, okay. Looks like Woxic was able to find BlameF through something. That'll offer them some space. Now, this is a lifeline for Eternal Fire. This is a round where they've attained space and they have the man advantage. To lose this would be heartbreaking. It would be devastating. Oh, okay. All right, the flying xantares peak. He keeps on innovating how he's going to peek people.
Oh my god. Sit down and take a deep breath, Glaive. You're going to take a moment to recover from that one.
That's a jump scare.
Yeah, it really is. Oh no. Farligan, Sip left, but obviously not much to do right here. Sip showing himself in Eternal Fire. Just keep it a tight group. Don't let them have any long duels against anyone. Just get the bomb planted, and then it should be all fine. I actually would love to see that peak again. Farligan's going to be found. Eternal Fire. They need the last rounds. They need to make this 10-5 absolutely critical right now if they want to stay in this map.
Yeah, because even though Astralis are not in the best form we've seen this team in, we know that this core, especially basically everybody but Mister, they've been playing Nuke for a while. They don't have the best win rate on it, but Maniac put it up on the desk that those losses Astralis have, despite having numerous, they're close games at that, 12 rounds plus on many of the losses.
Yeah, I'm sure on some level, especially for people like Glaive and Sip here, it just feels like such a home territory, right? You're never going to feel like, I don't know what I'm doing on Nuke, because it's just been their whole careers, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Even if they're not necessarily finding the openers, if they get space, they know how to use it. So, Eternal Fire, it feels like it is a must-win final 2 rounds of the half.
And you know what, again, kind of looking at some of the money, at least on Astralis, right? Even after they win all those rounds in a row, they still don't have an insane bank. Oh, that's how it starts. All right. This is it.
Here we go.
Oh, wow.
Jeez. Give him a chance.
All right. He's not nearly as shocked as I would have expected.
Scratches it, spin. Okay.
That is, I would look cinematic. You got to give him some credit.
Yeah.
Round number 14 coming up now. And all of the money put into this round for Astralis. So realistically, if Eternal Fire win this one, they could almost get the 15th round for free. What a luxury that would be.
That would be massive for them. Cross smokes are there. Looks like they're going back to the same strategy that they just ran. But BlameF this time is playing in secret, and he's able to find that opener. But a much-needed trade coming out from Paz. That's big. So they now have a 4-on-4, and Farlig is burning alive. This guy has taken 50 damage. And this is getting difficult for Astralis to control.
Yeah, it really has. He's going to go up heaven, though. xantares is already kind of making his way there. This could be a really awkward battle if the AK gets there beforehand. Mister up close, but xCloud, he's so quick. Nearly dead, but still not at all bad. Easy enough kill for Glaive. xantares on this long trek around. The AWP, I think, is waiting for him, though. Yes. If he stands up at the wrong time, he could be dead.
Yeah, Farlig is keyed in onto the angle. Now it's about that mid-rounding. What Woxic talked about was that Emor, he can put these rounds together, so we'll have to do it here if he wants to give his team a chance.
Maybe a flash to set it up. 25 seconds. There's a flash to put him off the corner, but they're going to bring the bomb back down low. That would be interesting. Sip, though, he's kind of in the right position down there. They're going to make the jump, but at least he's going to be able to call it out. There's the early kill on Paz with the bomb on the ground. 10 seconds, Sip. Every second counts. Oh, he's doing such a good job staying alive. Even the extra 2 or 3 seconds there, that is hell for Eternal Fire. Glaive is going to pick up one, and there's no shot at it. 11-3. And yeah, Glaive getting a couple of kills, 3 in fact in this round, but don't underestimate the extra 2 or 3 seconds that Sip bought back there. That's absolutely huge.
That back silo position from Xipnix is just played to perfection, just jiggling around it, baiting out the shot from Woxic, buys all the time for the rotation. And you can see it wasn't a bad read. They went to the bomb site that had less players. It's just that Xipnix made a great individual effort in order to make things just so tough for Eternal Fire there. There's no clean way to clear a guy there.
Yeah, and a less experienced player could easily panic, right? You get a kill to one side, you overswing the other side, and you just get blown up, and it's a 1-for-1 trade. And then they have the extra 4 or 5 seconds to continue the fight with, which they definitely needed. Mister's going to be going down to the start of this round. Glaive sneaking in, but what an opening. Emo coming in. That's his third and fourth kill in the round. Xcloud, he's really hot in this first half, so he's going to keep on going. 2 versus 4, and a real good chance here for Eternal Fire to get 4.
Yeah, a bit of a brute force approach, and now all the grenades have been sent towards heaven. Zipnik's not much more than a prayer here, as he'll try to make his way in.
Are they blocking each other?
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're trying to do.
Having a good time, I think.
That's it. That's key at the moment.
Yeah, it is. There's nothing else to do really. They're never gonna get out of here. There's more grenades even waiting down below. Sip flashing his way through and getting murdered immediately afterwards. So 11-4 in the first half. Astralis off to a great start. We'll see if it's enough to win this one. After the break, we're gonna find out.
Maybe he was secret.
Smoke ramp. They smoke ramp.
Hopefully he's not cold.
They smoke door. I'll pick you. Close, left.
Left hand.
Safe.
One jump side away.
Just stay press.
Ramp down.
Above.
He molly long. Molly long.
No,
I did.
Molly ramp, bro.
I just scam.
Okay.
Land.
I'm fighting ramp.
Close to you.
Ball. Flashing ramp. I mean long. Flashing long.
Ball clear.
I'm locking with you ramp.
Head ramp. Nice.
Get
Triple
ramp.
minus vents.
Go
Ramp clear.
windows. Can be long now.
I'm windows.
Flashing long. How long can be out short? You can go long to you, windows.
I have window.
I can open short. You have ramp, Robin?
Yep. You're good, You're good.
Bomb is
I'm gonna go
toxic.
short.
Yeah, I'm hiding.
They're gonna flash long again, probably.
Long.
Jump long.
windows.
3 long, 3. All 3.
Play time. Windows.
2 windows. Fuck.
Guys.
No time, right?
Yes.
They have
Okay.
it.
Malaga.
Oh.
No.
Nice.
Nice.
What the fuck? We all
Next
just
time, a little faster, please.
Stay alive, minutes.
Let's go back.
I can't get
the bumper.
Running city then.
Nice. One more city.
Oh,
Nice.
city last. Rushing, he rushed. No, he's holding you, maybe. I don't know.
Secret.
Nice, mate! One more B.
Should be one close maze, no?
Mid 1.
Go ahead then, let's go then.
Yeah, I'm gonna take donut control.
Let's go.
One mid. Going A.
Going donut. Both. I'm only blocking. I didn't molly. I'm blending for. Go down. Please.
Good job, Brookie.
Jarosch flankt jetzt. Sieht Würmchen ein mit Bombe down.
Mit der Würmchen
Gleich
ist aber
jetzt hart reingeht, Karin. Bombe gepickt. Im Flash Schacht runter. Schacht runter! T-Vent oder Schacht runter.
Schacht. Erst am Schacht.
Hat der Bombe nicht? Nein!
Ah, sehr gut, Jungs.
Super skade av en fläck. 7% fläck av jobb.
Okej.
7% fläck.
Just a moment of Danish celebrations happening. Yeah, Sip did do a good job in that first half. 11-4 in favor of Astralis. They're just overall looking really strong at the moment.
It was very tough for Eternal Fire to have any response, find any consistent answers in that first half. The offense did not treat them well, but there's still a lot of Counter-Strike to be played. Nothing is assured here. Even though it is a massive lead, even though it felt like Astralis was clearly the more comfortable team in the first half, anything can change. I'm not counting xantares out. That's all I'm saying.
He had a really tough start to the map, but he started to wake up a little bit more. And I mean, if anyone could join xCloud and Woxic at the moment, it's possible. There is a way back here. Win the pistol. We are working inside of the tenuous rules of Sonic's law, so there is always it's always something to work for.
It's always relevant.
Sip trying for the opening mister there to follow it up, but good return with the dualies as well. And with xantares, there's the headshot that they needed. That should be good enough. The bomb is kind of committed all the way to it, so there's no guessing game here for Eternal Fire. They know this is going to end up on the A-bomb side. BlameF and Glaive, 2 versus 3 at the moment. And they're hoping for a mistake from that CT side. And surely, Emor is on the comms saying, just take a deep breath. Do not give them an easy fight here.
BlameF never opts for the obvious fight with this much time left. He will use the entire clock, expend every option in order to make things difficult for his opponents. And you can see that he's working his way around the entirety of outside. Wow. Yep.
Not even mini.
Nope.
I'd love it if you went all the way through ramp and into main again. Like, it just keeps going.
Keep them guessing. That's the BlameF way.
Look at this.
This is the fight.
Yeah, and they're running out of time too. 20 seconds. xCloud sees it coming though. Oh, but BlameF, that's a little bit awkward. Glaive's going to be going down and he almost catches the kill, but they get off the hut. And now that's a huge problem. He needed to get that one to make it a 1 versus 1. He's going to pick up the bomb and try and fake it out. 5 seconds now. He swings for it. He might almost do it, but he's out of time. If he would have hit the headshot on xantares, then maybe he could win the round. But instead, Eternal Fire pick it up. But you see how close that is.
Oh, such a close attempt from BlameF. So close. But didn't know where that second player was or how close they were, but gave himself every opportunity to make it happen. He did have a shot. He had the chance. If he nails that shot, it's a tough one at that. That player is retreating, but
so close.
Yeah. Just can't count him out in those kinds of rounds. But Eternal Fire, that was a must-win round for them. This game would be over had they have lost it, especially in that fashion. It's such a mental blow, but no, they hold on. And now it's up to Astralis to try to put something together.
And you know, just to say, to add a little bit to it with BlameF, right? Playing those rounds really, really late. You could see how comfortable he is, though, at the end. That's probably, I mean, that's another reason why. And a lot of players, especially some of his opponents, right? They're going to be really uncomfortable. They could easily make a mistake in the last 5 seconds of a round.
Yeah, he's the one that puts the pressure on. He doesn't feel it.
Yeah. Really cool.
A lot of utility, though, for Astralis. Looks like it'll be an A-pop coming out from them.
Molotov on Pazia could actually, it could really work.
Yeah, if they're able to molly top hut, then this is going to be very difficult to hold.
There we go, 4-star, flashed up as well. Beautiful. 2 entry kills. Oh, that's textbook. This is how you wanted to play. It doesn't always play out that way, but absolutely brilliant. Mister's going to be finding Woxic, and just like that, xCloud walking in, but he might get shot in the back if he's not careful. Deagle here ready and waiting for him, and a little bit of a mess up there, Farlik. That could have probably been a kill. xCloud wants to keep going, and mechanically, he is just off the charts at the moment. Taking down BlameF as well. He's going to find one more. 3 kills with absolutely no delay. xCloud bringing his team back into this round, and now it's all on Mister. 1 versus 2. He's going to get found, and that looked like it was a sure-fire thing here for Astralis. No kit, so they needed to be in a hurry as well. I mean, if he doesn't get those kills that quickly, they might not ever get close to winning this round.
That's unbelievable. 4-on-2 situation, and xCloud clearing out Farlig. That could have been it right there. That could have been the round done and dusted, but he still makes his way around. After getting the hut kill, Zipnix just does not expect that to happen, and you can see...
Ouch.
Wow. Yeah, Astralis, they had that round in the palm of their hands. They let it slip through their fingertips, but... wasn't them just letting it slip. I mean, xCloud took it back by force. That was well put together by him and xantares.
He's on 19.
Yeah.
So, pretty impressive stuff here.
Yeah, and he had a great dust, too. Just got to reiterate that.
True. Oh, xantares, if they actually had been gunning for him, if they both had jumped for it, there was a chance. Running out of bullets now. USP is out. And he's just keep fighting. All right. Very aggressive. xCloud's going to get a couple of those kills, but still. 5 versus 2.
Not too much left for BlameF and Zipnix here. Okay, well, some damage wouldn't hurt. Money is still... it's in a pretty poor position for Eternal Fire. Going for a push like that from xCloud, that there might be some regrets later in this game.
It seemed like they wanted to dive mini in that round instead of... I mean, they probably didn't know exactly where xantares was, so they couldn't really just plan to attack him. But once they knew, if they would have gone all in, I feel like they could have probably traded him. Anyway, blame's going to find the kill with the deagle instead.
Yes. This is still actually possible. There's a lot of time to work with. They have the bomb. Looks like they'll be going for the double peek onto the mini player. So it's up to pass a multi-frag here.
Yeah, gotta be really careful. See how wide they swing.
Oh, no way.
That's the headshot. I can't believe it. What is this, a 5-on-2 into a 2-on-2 now?
These rounds are just all over the place. Everybody seems like they have a chance as long as the player's alive. And, oh, man, the door opens right in front of Woxic. He'll be keyed in on this angle for the remainder of the round now. He has no idea what's coming next. Emor, there's only 15 seconds, but if he gets this kill, the round should be over, and he does. But Xipnix hits the dink.
Yeah, the bomb is so far away. He just can't run there. So it is a cool dink, but ultimately it will be the round for Eternal Fire. But another really expensive round that should never have got that close, not even a little bit. That's kind of unforgivable. They could have just as well lost this round, and it does terrible damage to their economy.
I have no idea how Xipnix won that MP9 versus M4 fight. That's crazy. These are some nice kills to find, but just a little overeager, perhaps, from the remaining Eternal Fire players. Could just turtle onto sites there, keep the number advantage, especially given the fact you have just so many dead Cs already. But this has now become a swing round all of a sudden.
Yeah. Yeah, the economic damage from the last round could really come back to haunt them. Sneaking through the smoke, Woxic absolutely ready for it. Good kill on the glaive. That could be one of the huge win conditions, surely, for Eternal Fire. If Woxic gets warmed up out in the yard with the AWP and becomes a problem for Astralis, yeah, that's a good way to get back on top. They are only 4 rounds down. It's not at all impossible.
Very doable. I'm sure every player on Eternal Fire believes this comeback is possible, and they believe it's happening. That opening pick, Astralis, they have no ground to speak of. This looks like it has to be a door pop.
Smoke. Ooh. Looked like there was a gap there. Maybe Emor could have found someone up against. Okay. Some damage. It all adds up. And Sip just waiting on the other side for some internal timing. Smoke going to be fading, and they're going to start to sneak out here. Emor's got to be really careful. When he repeats this, they're already in. Good return, though, at the very least. Just stay alive and buy as much time as you can, which might not be enough. There's a team kill in the middle of all that, and Farley's going to be found. xFloud and xantares to close out the round, and it's 11-8. They get to save 2 AKs and the AWP, so they're going to be quite happy about that on the CT side.
Astralis ran out of options in that one. They had no space towards outside. They didn't want to opt for ramp. They couldn't get anything there. They couldn't find an opening at all. Well done by Eternal Fire. And if Woxic just keeps on being mobile, because we saw in that last round, he got that pick outside, moved immediately to ramp. If he is hard to predict for glaive, then this becomes a nightmare for Astralis.
Oh, here we go. Blowing up the door, running straight in there, trying to get the vent dive in. They already lost 1. Auto shotgun on the other side. I like that. I want to believe that Emor's like, all right, we want to play that game, we can. He's certainly testing the smoke, but no one is there. And the bomb right now on the back of Mr. Not really sure where to go with it at the moment. Hoping that someone's going to dive down, so maybe catch them with the Tech 9. That's not going to be the case. It is a 4-on-3 technically, but it feels like they're a long way away from a bomb plant right now.
Yeah, they're going to have to put this together perfectly. They only have a single smoke. It's on glaive, and he is isolated. He's a mile away from his teammates. You know, Emor is relocated towards the hut, and this should be a free kill for him. Already spots glaive.
Yeah.
Well done.
I'm never not going to love that sound. I think it's so good.
It's so commanding. There's so much force behind it.
Yeah, Mr. sneaking on in. He's picked up an AK. I can't believe that he gets away with that.
He just ended up where he was earlier in the round. But
yeah, but with a better weapon, I guess. So
yeah, not bad.
This door, though. Oh, xFloud. Got to be real careful. There's the shot they needed. BlameF will take 1 with him. And just going to go straight for the bomb plant here. This is really helpful, just getting the bomb plant, getting the bonus, even if you're going to go down right afterwards. It's still pretty good. 3 kills, though, with the auto shotgun. Emor will oh, double kill, sorry. Make some money behind that at a minimum, and it will be 11-9.
Yeah, but a bomb plant will allow Astralis a very comfy buy moving into the upcoming round. But Eternal Fire are doing it. They've yet to drop a round on the defense so far. Emor making the auto shotgun look a little bit better than Mr. did in the previous half.
How is that a headshot, by He's pointing it down into the ground and still hitting it. Anyway.
Just a nice little flick.
The mystery of the auto shotgun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're certainly doing it. You're absolutely right. From 11-4?
Yes.
Into an 11-9 scoreline. So really well done so far. Devastating for Astralis if they can't close out an 11-4 lead on Nuke to try and stay in the tournament. Obviously, that would not be the kind of headline they were looking for on any level.
No.
Oh. That's aggressive.
Yeah. Eternal Fire are very active now. They're moving around a lot. They're trying to set up their players with flashes. So xCloud does seem like he may be tested. Astralis haven't really keyed in onto ramp just yet, but this might be the round.
I kind of like that. Slowing down any attempt from Astralis to play fast behind the wall. And then putting xantares into an interesting position. See what he could do from here. Oh,
wow.
Wow, just walking headshot with that AK. That's real important. And especially against xantares, like we talked about earlier, he is a mechanical god, so you don't often get a chance to actually do that against him.
Oh, they're giving up B. They're not committing to the rotation. Okay, that's an easy kill for BlameF. There is a return from Paz, and now xCloud, the ramp player, has rotated on down lower.
I don't know if anyone could do it. It is xCloud right now. He's got 24 kills, but he's probably going to have to defend this bomb site on his own. And they're everywhere. He's just not sure where to look, so good job. Only one casualty on the Astralis side.
Yeah, that was so strange. The bomb from Astralis was still at lobby when that was taking place. They needed to actually scurry down ramp to make that happen, but it looks like the player that rotated to ramp actually ended up dying. So, nice round from Astralis. A little bit confusing in some ways, and really off the back of a great opener from Mr. That kill onto xantares is just massive.
Yeah.
Because that's a great off angle from xantares. By no means is that a bad position to be in. It's just a better shot.
But their money is not in a good position right now, which is obviously devastating news. And also, that's the last of the timeouts being used here. So if this goes really deep and if it goes into overtime, they're not going to get a chance to kind of, you know, talk things through, which is always bad news, but maybe especially with the new team, that could be really rough.
Yeah, in the first half, actually, Eternal Fire called back-to-back timeouts in the same freeze time to try to put together a plan. It did seemingly net them a couple rounds at the end of the half. They had some idea of how they wanted to play it, so maybe it was worth it, but it would have been nice to just kind of have the plan set prior to using those, so it could have been a more shorthand description. Either way, this looks like it. Actually, this just got really interesting. Woxic bought it off at the last second here, and now anything seems possible.
Okay. So either genius or madness. I guess we'll have to find out. Oh, nice start. Oh, he wants to go back for it again. Almost got the flick in, but Glaive. That's a little bit bold. xantares picking up the AWP and making a run for it. xCloud's out of the round. Man, with that kind of an opening, I wanted to see more. I was excited for that one.
Yeah, it felt completely possible. xantares still has the op, but I think he's lost track of Glaive here. Yeah, they definitely were not aware of his position. Now, xantares still has the op, can find some more damage, but this does not seem like it is likely. Ooh, that op purchase in the last second, that is a snap buy that Eternal Fire may come to regret in this game, because we can see already Woxic, he's got nothing to work with in the next one. So xantares would love to save this.
Yeah, they kind of have an idea. They're going to go check for it. Make it a run back towards CT spawn. Either way, it'll be a 13-9 scoreline here in favor of the Astralis side with... Yeah, I don't know, that really could come back to haunt them. Sometimes some of these purchases, you know, are not... They don't have to be devastating, but this one actually could come back to be a little bit scary. has at least got a pretty good bank, so they could pick up another one down the road, but Woxic on $400 is still not that great.
It's just curious because you use the entire timeout and then make a purchase in the last 2 seconds of freeze time. It's almost like Woxic said, wait a second, I have a spawn, so I just want to go for this. And maybe it was more under control than that. But one boost, they're hunting him down. Oh, okay. Glaive taken down. xantares, he's got no chance on Earth to keep that.
Yeah, a lot of nades as well behind it. Well done. Not allowing him to get AWP.
And this is just where things are so awkward for Eternal Fire now. You've used your last timeout. You haven't... I mean, there was a comeback there. They had 5 in a row to kick off this CT side, but Astralis, they've got a grip now. They've got the mental picture. And you know, once Glaive downloads that opposing team, it's tough to bring back any momentum on your own side.
I mean, again, looking at that scoreboard and looking at xCloud and his 24 kills, you want to say this can still be done. Emo, that's the entire magazine gone, and they know he's going to be reloading. They could definitely count the bullets there, and that's an easy choice to go for. Straight uppercut to the A-bomb side. xCloud and xantares just walk away with the guns. It's not worth it here. It's going to be 14-9.
Solid A-pop from Astralis. These A-pops have been very effective for them.
Yeah.
It seems like a strat that they are always going to have in their back pocket, and Eternal Fire don't have a great response for it, other than a miraculous retake. So...
And even losing every single gun at the end. Quad kill on BlameF. He's up to 26 now, overtaking everybody else in the server. So, kind of running out of momentum a little bit here on the Eternal Fire side.
Yeah, and using all of his bullets. I mean, he was blind anyways for the actual fight that was about to commence. But there's just a big decision now for Eternal Fire. Do you play for OT or do you play for regulation? I mean, if you're a professional team, you're playing for overtime here, but with how these rounds have been going lately, you might even think that you have a better chance in a half-buy because you're just going to throw a couple wild cards into the mix. So, Eternal Fire, they look like they want to play one more gun round.
Yeah, it's you know, I would have given them the pass even if they decided to go for the force-up in this round. I said, yeah, you know what?
Why not?
It's real tricky. Like, the road back into this game is just really, really long. So, you got to try something, I guess.
Slower default for Astralis here. We have Farlig outside, and things are going pretty well for Astralis so far on their defaults. There's been a couple picks from Eternal Fire, but yeah, quick work at ramp. And BlameF even getting a kill at door. Just mopping him up, actually. Wow. He's farming.
Yeah, he is. He's had himself a very, very good series, BlameF. I mean, a lot of it's going to come down to him at the end of the day, so cool to see, isn't it?
Yeah, I was really curious in this game how Astralis were going to deal without having config because he was such an excellent space taker towards outside. He had a couple moves that nobody else really went for, like the back silo rifle peek to fight an opper who's back garage. Like, nobody really does that except for him, and he was good at winning that fight. But they found other ways into these rounds. They these A pops, even just working through ramp as the first point of contact. That's all worked for them rather well. And Eternal Fire, despite the early string of rounds, the 5, it's been all Astralis since.
Six rounds in a row is what Eternal Fire need right now. It just feels really unlikely, but if they could get off to a little bit of a start, maybe they can start to roll something together. One round at a time, that's got to be all they're thinking. And again, the fact that they don't have any more timeouts is also just devastating. You'd love to be able to slow this down a little bit, sort of get everyone on the right page.
Yeah. It's been tough. They haven't found any answer since Glaive got a beat on him. And it looks like this time Astralis are keeping things real simple. Not making any strong moves yet. Oh, nice read from xantares though. Already finding the headshot onto Farlig.
That'll slow them down a little bit outside. Shots are kind of hard to return on the T side because of the M4A1. Got to be careful. But they're patient on the Astralis side. They're saying, all right, let's just wait for the smokes to fade. Almost walked into the shot. That patience, that nearly paid off.
Not a bad idea. 35 seconds, though. Astralis are running out of time.
They really are. Yeah, this is a little bit worrying. There's the flash and the kill for xantares. Going to be taking down Mr. 27 seconds. Finally, a bit of an opening here as they find Woxic, but I don't know. They're going to be going down below with Sip still playing around. This is very readable. Good entry on the Emo, though. Still 17 seconds on the clock, and now they're going to bring the bomb back up again. They're so low on health, both of them. I feel like there's not much they could do in this round. I'm going to try for it anyway, it feels like. Yeah, waiting down below. That is it. xFloud, he's been stuck on 24 for a while. Feels like he got slowed down a bit in the second half, but we'll pick up a 25th kill right there. And 15-10 is what we're looking for.
There was an opportunity there for Astralis. There was an opportunity for Farlig. Those are the shots you want to have a second crack at.
Yeah.
But this was a very late play from them. It was all hinging on him actually even giving up that peak and finding that shot. This was one of those ones that if they put it together, it would have looked incredible, like a stroke of genius. But not the case here. And Eternal Fire have yet another round in them. So, see if Astralis simplify things in round 26.
They need it so badly here. So much pressure on them. Nuke, a great playground for Astralis to finish this off on is what it feels like at the moment. Oh, nice shot on top of the smoke. Glaive trying to sneak past. Not going to get anything done there anymore. I don't think Mr. was looking a little bit further back, so might have even been that his gun model was kind of blocking that field of view.
Okay, 2 opening picks for Eternal Fire. BlameF, he heard that rotation, so he might look for an opportunity here, but Paz is holding the line. Well done, because that would have been one way back into this one. And now, a desperate attempt from Farlig and Zipnix to breach into lower, but xFloud has already moved into the back silo. And Eternal Fire, they still keep on burning.
Yeah, and speaking of which, there's a lot of money to burn for on the Astralis side. Even after taking a couple of losses here, they still have, 7,000-8,000 on each player. So once they're starting to run out, the round loss bonus is going to start to kick in as well, and they're probably going to catch them on the way down.
Any bomb plant now is just massive for Astralis. Just a whole nother gun round there. And with 4 more to play with before the possible overtime, it's really actually such a strong play to even just look for one. Look for a plant, that is.
Yeah. See if they can in any of these rounds. Emo finding a little bit of damage through the smoke. Down to 74, so we're going to be careful. Glaive. xantares is out here. Is he going to have the timing? It looks like it, but he's just going to adjust anyway. You feel like that's surely a fight that he's not meant to win.
That was looking so promising for Glaive, but xantares, he's starting to warm up, and that's so worrying for Astralis. This outside area, they were finding some success with it. They were finding some space. They were catching him off, but now he's awake.
That is absolutely bad news, is it not? 3 versus 5. Mr. trying to get the sneak through. They got caught once. This time they're going to be catching Woxic. That's not bad, but the immediate return, there's just so many people out here to shoot through the smoke. Sip is up next. He's been spotted as well, and he will go down. Emo with a good double. And BlameF back here, waiting, hoping for somebody to take a peek up the stairs, but no one ever did.
Yeah, Eternal Fire, they're just so ready to brawl. As soon as these smokes are fading from Astralis, Eternal Fire is ready. They're posted. They're holding the angles, and it just feels like there's no hope in some of these duels for Astralis. It doesn't feel like a fair fight even, because they can be in a million spots, and BlameF, he's being flanked at this point, fighting to the death, and wow, okay. That was so slow. It even felt at some points just disconnected from Astralis. Just smokes fading, individuals taking fights. It needs to be a more concerted effort. Does not feel like individual duels are the way to close this if you are Astralis.
Not when you have xantares waking up and xFloud also dropping kills. I mean, it's a little bit of a risk, isn't it, running into one of those 2 players. 3 more chances for Astralis, and they have a pretty decent buy in this one. Going to be putting Farlig down on the Tech 9, but otherwise they're good to go. Like you pointed out, a bomb plant right now would make such a difference for Astralis. So we'll see if they're going to be able to get close to that one. xantares out here, he's so confident. He's been out here a lot, and I think once Mr. managed to beat him. Otherwise, he's been having a field day. So let's just see. Early shot there, takes down one, ready with the second, and that is the round over.
This guy's untouchable now. No one can stop him. He's a ghost. Astralis have no answer, and they keep feeding the beast. And he is unrelenting.
Yeah, every kill he takes, it makes him a little bit stronger.
Yeah.
That's an issue.
This is a worrying sign. I don't even know if BlameF has a... he's really going to make a true attempt at this round now. Yeah, Xipnix he's moving back to spawn. BlameF just hoping for a big mistake, and it's not coming. Eternal Fire, they've closed the door.
I feel like they keep testing an outside, position a lot, and either they get orbed or they run into xantares out there, and I'm also, they're not throwing any flashes to try and get him, no Molotovs deep to try and push him out of that position. It's all a little bit flat out in the yard at the moment for Astralis.
Yeah, and this makes things really weird. Moving into round 29, you're going to have two guys in BlameF and Xipnix with guns. So, yeah, they have a crack at the next round, but that means in round 30, unless you got a bomb plant, you're putting yourself in a potential position to have a mismatch buy on round 29 and round 30. That's the decision that Astralis are making right now. That's either putting a lot of faith in the individuals of BlameF and Xipnix, or it might just be a mistake outright. Wow.
Yeah, very flat. It's crunch time. 15 to 13. 29th round is coming up. Astralis they've been teetering on the edge of winning this one, winning this series, and knocking out Eternal Fire. But what a switch it would be if it goes into overtime. You could imagine the pressure on Astralis all of a sudden.
This is where Astralis need to recognize what have been the tendencies, what have been the weaknesses of Eternal Fire, and how do you capitalize on it. Every APOP has worked for Astralis. It'd be a bold, maybe even obvious call to go for the A hit out of spawn, but it's had a successful track record thus far. And when you go A, what that means is you are avoiding xantares. That is, in itself, a win.
Yeah, it's a good bonus to have. You don't have to deal with that. And I mean, the nature of the APOPs usually also is if you get the first kill, that's it. The site is open. Problem is, obviously, now there's a lot more nades to run through, so that could be very, very tricky. We'll see. 2 Tech-9s, 1 Deagle, 2 AKs on the side of Astralis. Still stuck at 15. Yeah, you see the counter nades coming out everywhere.
Huge utility dump coming out from Eternal Fire.
They really want to make sure that no one comes through in the first 10 seconds of the round.
They knew it was a possibility. They knew it was a weakness. So, rule that one out. But there is still some T-roof presence between Xipnix and Glaive. Some nades to be thrown. Might be the all-in towards A.
Yeah, but a bit delayed.
Yeah. Just trying to waste some utility.
And but surely now, because there's absolutely no presence in the yard, you have to assume that xantares is also kind of calling that in, saying, this is, normally there's some people out here for me to fight. There's absolutely dead silence outside.
Right. Okay. Just a little chip damage right there.
They're walking around for a long time here, aren't they? Down to 40 seconds, and they're still hanging around lobby.
It does seem like A is where they will end. It seems like that, and they're just trying to burn some utility, maybe cause a rotation, add to the confusion. We see the outside smokes right now. Yeah, that might actually...
they're going to go for it now. They cross your fingers and hope right now, Astralis. They need the opening. They don't want to play this into overtime at all. Flash is coming through, but they get stuck in the hut for a minute now. Emo showing up, and it's a really good spray down. X-Flower behind him, and he will shut the round down. 30 kills on him as they get to 15-14. 30th round is coming up, and Astralis, they can't close it out. They're so close, and they have been so close for a long time.
Yes, they have, and we see the repercussions of the mismatch buy coming out. But it does seem like Eternal Fire, they were aware. They put up a very strong defense on that A play. Despite that player on the floor becoming completely blind, they were still able to hold on. Great rotation from X-Flower. The way that he was able to come in so quickly, despite being the ramp player, that was paramount to the success on that defense.
One last attempt here. Otherwise, it's going to go to overtime, and I guarantee the pressure will be on for Astralis. They know suddenly they are at risk getting knocked out if that happens. Oh, here we go. Flashing their way through. They call it one more time, and they trade their way in. Good opening. Emo back here. The spray is good, and xantares has shown up from the heavens. It's xFloud, and it will be overtime. 15-15, ladies and gentlemen. Eternal Fire, they find a way to stay alive. That is crazy.
They went back to the well, Astralis.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe it.
Yeah, no, I can't believe it either. They call for the A play twice in a row. Doesn't work out for them. They tried the full delay. They tried one with just the minor delay. None of it going their way. And we see Eternal Fire, they righted their wrongs, able to correct whatever was happening on those early defenses. What they couldn't do was hold on when those plays were coming at them, but this time, they fixed it. They figured it out.
What a relief. Imagine that. Oh, 11-4 first half. Sonic's law in full effect.
Absolutely. Comes back to bite him. The ghost. Still there.
xFloud, 31 kills in regulation. If it ends up being Eternal Fire winning this, you've got to get a lot of credit to him. Woxic missing a first shot. xFloud showing up and tracking Sip mid-air to bring him down. That's not bad. Glaive crouching on in for the fight and nearly getting caught on the return, but he's going to be all right. 4-on-4 with some ramp control for Astralis. All right, this is a different look.
Yes, we have not seen this from Astralis. They bring it out in overtime. The early ramp play, and Mr. actually, whoa, takes down Emor. I think that was towards the mouth of ramp. And Woxic still holds the line. They heard that op rattle out earlier in the round, so they know that there should be some more presence towards lower. But the man advantage lies with Astralis, and they're waiting for a mistake. They're waiting for a re-aggression from Eternal Fire, who should be hungry. They should be thirsty for some information.
Yeah, and it makes sense, I think. Eternal Fire haven't really been in this position for a long time. So for them to be a man down, maybe that will, you know, put some pressure on them and start to have them move around just a little bit too much. Smoke is really well timed, especially with the Molotov. Oh, they're going to push through anyway. He went maybe a little bit too deep. And up on the rafters, xFloud absolutely traded Glaive. It's a Counter-Strike classic, isn't it? When you get the one round that you needed in regulation, you get it as the first round of overtime instead.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. And it's at the hands of Glaive finding the return to make it a 4-on-4 and then finding the double entry into the late A pop. Well done by the leader. Pimp was talking about this after map 1. Sometimes we get this Glaive. It didn't seem to come out too often in the previous iteration of the lineup for Astralis, but when he needs to, he can, and he does step up.
Oh, opening and finally to find him. All right. They start with quite a bit of money, 12.
Yeah.
1250, so they're going to be all right.
Well done by Glaive. This next kill on this early. Wow. Okay. Yeah. xFloud had no chance.
That's absolutely huge. So, 16-15. First team to 19, obviously, is what we're looking for. But that one round that Astralis needed in regulation, they're going to be able to pick up here. And when you're only playing 3 rounds on either half, you know, just even winning one round like that could be such a relief just knowing, all right, we did it on the T side, we got that one round.
Yes.
Anything now is a big bonus.
Yeah, when you're stumped repeatedly. Oh, no. Oh, xFloud. Wow, that could have been a horrible timing for him. Oh, he throws a smoke down.
Yeah.
Trying to say that he went down, but Xyp9x has such great position. This is so risky if you're xFloud, and it does not pay off. A bold play goes punished.
I feel like he almost countered his own play by throwing the flashbang after he did the smoke.
Yeah.
Felt like he kind of...
It's a little bit telegraphed at that point.
Yeah, otherwise it's a sick idea.
Yeah, that felt like the nerves came in for xFloud. If he didn't throw that flash, I don't know if Xyp9x is holding it with such intent. But Woxic, okay, he's looking to reclaim some space here. This is really closing the net on Astralis.
Yeah, it is. Had to unscope by, you know, pulling the gun away, but then he can't really rescope it either. That's going to obviously give the game away too. And as a result, not really ready. 5 versus 3 here. Astralis huge if they can win this one too.
Yep. Last time around, they opted for the late door pop, but they have so much more space. Astralis, that is. Xyp9x towards hell, Mr. towards outside. Looks like it will be an A conversion from multiple angles this time.
Yeah, down 20 seconds, but He heard the flashbang, wanted to turn around, sit with a double opening, and there's nothing xantares could really do about it. So going to be another round here favoring the Astralis side. 17 to 15. xantares, $500 on Woxic, so you kind of need to save this gun to make it a full round the next one.
Yeah, this is looking heartbreaking for Eternal Fire to come back in that fashion and to now just drop 2 consecutive rounds once it hits overtime. But credit to Eternal Fire, they were stopping that A play. It's just that Astralis just completely rewrote the script. They didn't see anything like this last half. This is a new look. This is Glaive reaching deep into his bag.
Look at what he finds, though.
Yep.
AWP, that's something to really worry about. There we go, picking it up. Yeah, but you're right. I mean, you almost makes you wonder, well, why couldn't they find that in regulation? But maybe that little bit of a break between the end of the regulation and the overtime just made him rethink a couple of things. Something changed at the minimum, so worked out for them. It's really a full team effort on the Astralis side, you know. BlameF at 28, Sip at 24, Glaive at 21, 20 on Mr. as well. He's, again, quietly having a pretty decent game.
Yeah, Mr. hasn't been too much of a liability in this series. He's had his woes on the defense.
Which is great. I mean, I feel if you can not be a liability in this current mixture in Astralis, that's probably really good news.
Yes, absolutely. Woxic using the op recovered from xantares to post up on a very forward angle. This will be tough for Mr. Unless he perfectly jiggles this. This might be the opener that Eternal Fire need. And I'll say this, they need to get one. They have to get this round. If they want to go to double OT or have even a chance to close it out in the second half here, they need this pick. They need this round.
Battle of patience right now between Woxic and Mr. Who's going to give it up first? And seems like whoever does is probably going to die. Turned out to be Mr. in this case. 4 on 5, and Woxic's going to stick around. That is
only Woxic.
Yeah.
Only Woxic does that.
Why not? He's back for more and taking down Sip. Like, bring it on. Just throw more people this way if you want. That is pretty absurd.
Unreal. This is exactly what Eternal Fire needed. A shot in the arm from Woxic. Now, BlameF and Farlig, you can't count them out, but 2 versus 4, it is tough. Okay, that might be one.
Yeah, nice Molotov, and you've got to be really careful, actually. Has. Oh, right? How did he get both?
What a transfer.
I don't even understand. I need the instant replay. All right, 17-16, though, in the first half in favor of Astralis. It's still pretty impressive when you're talking about overtime. They need 2 more rounds.
Yes, and we saw how formidable the Astralis defense was there, but this was essential to extend Eternal Fire's life in this series. Woxic needed to come up with something like this. That's just magic right there.
I still need to find out how Paz got that second kill. It was so quick.
It just felt like he breathed on him. Like,
yeah.
When the A1S transfers, it's so... It kind of just feels so nonchalant.
Here we go. Eternal Fire with the back against the wall. Definitely in some trouble once again. And it's been a minute since they were on the T side themselves, so they kind of have to remember quite far back to sort of say, okay, what actually worked?
Triple nade. But Mr. not in that position. Only played on top of that silo a handful of times, rarely starting back silo. No control for Eternal Fire just yet. Does look like they want to throw some late outside smokes to gain some space.
Yeah, they're going to try and see if they can land them. A lot of people out on the yard, though, for the Astralis side, so I doubt they're going to get fooled immediately. They're kind of going to know what's happening, especially with this forward position. It's actually what we talked about in regulation with BlameF being aggressive, and he wasn't that aggressive really in the regulation, but now look at this. How do you stop this from happening? He's going to push up, and that's actually a huge kill. xCloud dead before they even get the execute started. What a disaster. It's Woxic and xantares here with 40 seconds, and BlameF comes back for it. Absolutely cerebral play coming out from him. 31 kills on the board. Woxic on his own, and BlameF will come on him down at the end. That is absolutely great. 18-16, and BlameF on the triple kill to almost win the map here and the series for Astralis.
2 opportunities for Astralis to end the series. and move themselves forward in the showdown. This would be a nice victory for them, but it's been a hard-fought battle at that. Cool call from Eternal Fire, actually, but just wasn't enough. With that forward position from BlameF, he was able to snuff it all out. And now, Eternal Fire, they're going to have to come up with something big.
They need 2 in a row to get it back into double overtime. It feels like, yeah, living life at the limit at the moment. Emor, though, what an opening! Oh my god! He spins around. What a madman! He got all 3 of them. I swear he was blind for 2 out of 3 kills. It's all on BlameF.
Oh, no way. Every shot just nailed by Emor. Says he's going to get it done himself. The leader of Eternal Fire calls the play, calls his own number, and he made it count. Okay, series keeps on going. And even from the flames there, xantares to find that kill.
Yeah.
That was lights out.
I can't believe it. I really need to see a replay now. That's so outrageous.
The first 2 were precise. They were sharp kills. But that third one just through the smoke, that's when you know everything is on its side at that point.
Blame was like, I might have lost a round, but I'm going to keep hunting here.
Oh, what?
A bit awkward.
What?
I don't know.
What was that about?
Just having himself a good time, isn't he?
Sometimes that's all you can do.
Like, I don't want the AK or anything else.
Right.
17, 18. Look at this madness.
Wow. All headshots. Even the last one. Jeez. The shot on Sipnix there. Glaive is just, what did I walk into?
Yeah. No recovering from that. 18-17, last round of overtime. Unless we go to double OT, of course. All right. Yeah, gonna have to put out that smoke on the Molotov. Ooh, early spray from Sip, and it does not pay off. They do get slowed down behind it. Tech 9. Oh, no, that's just a USP. Glaive running in. I don't know what's happening anymore. Mister up here trying to save the day. Farley pushing through. There's smoke everywhere. He can't see a thing. That AWP is gonna get hunted down. Surely, yep. Woxic walking up behind him. And BlameF. He would have to go nuclear on this one. Out for the smoke, and Woxic catch him as Mister. He can't complete this. They're everywhere. It's double OT. Eternal Fire. They are just really hard to put out.
That was crazy. I can't believe that they were able to get into that bomb site. There was smoke at their feet. They were walking through gray screens for moments there, and yet they still get it done. At Astralis, they were shooting ghosts in some of those moments. They were shooting shadows. There was not a lot of kill confirmation in those attempts.
Yeah.
And Eternal Fire, they keep on battling. The swiftness with which Eternal Fire is finding some of these kills, though, as they're breaching into sites, it is commendable.
I mean, this is gonna get really awkward now, because Astralis surely must also feel like, man, if we can't put them away, I mean, we're starting to get to a spot now as well where if we screw up even a couple of rounds here, we could lose in double overtime. And again, nobody wants that. No second chances here in the showdown. If you want to make your way to the Royal Arena, you got to do this flawlessly.
Yes, indeed. Slower approach from Eternal Fire. Just feeling out the situation. BlameF towards Secret. There hasn't been too much lower play for Eternal Fire in overtime here. And just taking pot shots is Woxic. And this is a great position for BlameF. He was able to find so much value in the first round of Eternal Fire's offensive attempts. But yeah, this is he already figured it out.
Yeah. He's got that internal sense somehow. And again, we sort of introduced all of Nuke talking about whether or not Eternal Fire are going to be ready for what BlameF does on the outside of the map. And feels like this time he could get away with a lot here. xFloud, though, going to open it up. Farlig with an important shot. Return from Woxic, and xFloud with the immediate run-in with the AK. I thought that was going to be it. Mister should have had that one, I feel like. 2 versus 3. And let's just see. Sip up here. Ready and waiting. BlameF long flank to come through. He's going to at least get xantares, and that'll take a lot of the attention away.
The bomb's not planted.
Nope. 10 seconds here. Sip taking the opportunity to walk on out. Does he see the top of his head? I don't know. He should get it here and there's the shot. Picks it up and doubles it onto Woxic. That is a nice round. And they're going to get to 19.
That round was so back and forth. Felt like Astralis had the full read on what was coming from Eternal Fire. BlameF was on the flank.
Yeah.
And yet Eternal Fire, once again, these A hits, they're so potent. They're able to breach regardless of the numbers that Astralis are holding on with. And then it's BlameF and Zip to bail him out. A good flank and just well played from Zip. Zip has been so reliable on these Heaven rotations. Every time in these late rounds, he seems to be coming up with multi-frags that he has no business finding. And he all in all, has just had a very commendable series.
First to 22. You're keeping count at home now. Kind of an earlier wall this time on the Eternal Fire side. Again, they have been a little bit slow to put up this wall. This time they're trying to do it quicker, although it's very disjointed. There's something missing, isn't there?
I think there was a molly on top of the roof, and that led to a block smoke. So good counter molly from the side of Astralis, because now there's just no great option for xantares to cross. Okay, he actually found a way with a flash.
Cool, he did it anyway.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's that.
Improvise, adapt, overcome. Like, I'll do it. I'll find our way.
It sounds like it'd be on a motivational poster.
Another one. Oof. More. Gonna get denied access into Mini. And Sip is happy to just jiggle this with a Molotov in hand. Down to about 50 seconds, so looks like they're gonna try and make a little bit of noise up on the A-bomb side, but it feels like they're gonna go ramp.
Yeah, with xantares towards lower, they are making their way to challenge Zipnix. Gotta get that molly down. He does. And they can't cross yet. Wait, xantares actually made it out. Okay, now Zipnix is being flanked. He is being pinched. He had to take a fight somewhere, and the rotation is coming in. All of Astralis is moving down towards control at present. That is the bomb taken down by Glaive, but xCloud finding the trade.
What a Molotov as well to keep them back. Otherwise, Mr. would have had a shot to maybe stopping the bomb entirely. 10 seconds on the clock, and they need that bomb plant right now. Door being played with on the other side. It's open. Oh, and the spray is in. BlameF. Oh, did they stop the bomb plant? They actually went off it. What a read from BlameF. Imagine the chaos in that moment. The door blown open. He's fighting two people at once, and yet he has the presence of mind to come off the spray. He knew they'd stopped it. That is absolutely crazy.
As soon as he sees Woxic gets off of the bomb plant animation, he peels off. So well played by BlameF in the waiting moments. We'll see it back right there. Yep, movement, I'm done. I'm out. The clock has passed 4, and there is no chance for Woxic in that moment.
It really feels like BlameF loves to live in those moments. Like you said, he plays the rounds all the way to the end, but it's like the last 3 seconds where everyone else is panicked. BlameF somehow keeps the cool, and you could see it right there. That's actually very, very hard to do.
If BlameF is diffusing a real-life explosive, he waits until 1 second just to make everybody else nervous. He never doubted.
He just knows he's fine with it.
He knew what wire it was the whole time.
He just wanted to play it cool.
It's always green.
God damn. That is... I mean, again, he probably wins the spray fight anyway, but I mean, there is a chance that he gets one shot, right? He could get one tap in that moment, so...
Right.
Fails on it. 20 to 18. 2 rounds in a row for Astralis here into the double OT. Oh, that's a lot of spray, a lot of damage. Oh no, that's a friendly nade, and then BlameF on top? I don't even know what's happening outside.
Oh, wow.
What is going on?
Yeah, there's a frenzy right now towards outside. Eternal Fire, they full sent it, and they were clustered up.
Friendly frenzy, as it were.
Yeah. Yeah, there was just shrapnel everywhere. And grenades, they don't care whose side you're on.
They really don't. Once you take away his pin, Mr. Grenade is no longer your friend. Worth remembering.
BlameF just sitting in the locker room like a bully. Just waiting to pick on somebody.
Paz on his own. Not really anything you can do here with 18 seconds, especially the 1 versus 4, so... I just so much. The initial spray was already pretty devastating for Eternal Fire. I think 3 of their players got really low, but then the follow-up grenade buffet that was happening out there was just too much. 21-18, that's 3 in a row for Astralis to go into the second half of the second overtime.
And there are 2 men that stand atop the server, both BlameF and xFloud, with 39 kills. Both have had massive impact for their team, and we see right there, oh, that nade.
I didn't even know how it got there. Yeah, I didn't even
understand.
understand.
Bounce like that. Oh, Woxic's upset. To die like that.
Who could blame him?
It hurts. It really does.
2 players at 39. What a struggle. 1 round for Astralis. 1 single round on the T side. That is all they need. They've proven many, many times they could do it. In regulation, they seem to favor the A pops, but they did discover some other cool strategies as well along the way. Woxic, very aggressive out here. And even though he got spotted, he's going to double and triple down on the aggression, and it works! Glaive and Falik blown up before they even get a chance to fight out in the yard. That is so sick.
He looked upset from that last round, and he just used his anger to fuel him. Unreal. Now Astralis, they have their work cut out for them in this. Bringing this one back would be a miracle. But we have seen that Glaive can be that miracle worker. BlameF moving on forward. He can't find anything. Good spray down from Emor. And that should be it.
xantares thinking about, do I want to take the fight? Do I feel like I'm up for it? He always feels like he's up for it, it seems. So, yeah, why not? And Sip is going to get closed out. Emor with a good triple once again. And Eternal Fire now, you know, all the time with their backs against the wall, fighting to get into triple overtime.
Yeah, just putting this out there. I mean, every CT round that Eternal Fire have won since OT started, off the back of a multi-frag to start from Woxic. So we'll see if that's a crutch, if that's the only way that they can hold on in these ones, because, I mean, only time will tell if Woxic can do that repeatedly.
Yeah, I mean, even in that round, he just has to screw up 1 shot, and he's going to get run down. So here we go, a little bit of speed behind the early nades. They do slow it down behind it. At least taking a deep breath. Emor going to open it up on Glaive. They're trying to get in there. They're checking everywhere, but there's so many people on the side. Woxic not even taking the shot, allowing his rifles to do the work in front of him. Falik on his own with absolutely no shot at it. So an attempted return to that A-pop from the Astralis side with a slight delay in the middle of it, and they still couldn't make it work.
No, and we see Eternal Fire hold on to a strat that I think now has a sub 50% win rate for Astralis in this one. That's the 5th time they've run A-pops of any sort. Twice, Astralis were the victors, and now it should be 3 consecutive that Eternal Fire come out on top.
Wow, what a battle for the final map. I feel like it's fitting though. Again, we're talking about elimination from the tournament. So Falik now 1 versus 4, gonna go straight for the bomb plant, and we'll try to see if we can maybe limit where they can go with the Molotov. But they're gonna double up on him right here. Nice attempt at it, but ultimately it'll be the round for Eternal Fire, 20-21.
That was a nice attempt from Farlig.
Yeah.
Gave himself a chance. Isolated the duels, actually. Consecutively isolated the duels. But Eternal Fire, they have a chance to send us to a 3rd overtime. And with how they've heated up into this, it seems very doable. In fact, I'd say it seems likely. Astralis found nothing in those first 2. But it smiles on the faces of Astralis, coming up with another plan. They haven't even used all their timeouts. We are in the 2nd overtime.
Yeah.
It's wild.
I think Eternal Fire used all of theirs in like round number 26 or something. They were like really early on, it felt like.
Yeah. Yeah, just to bring it to OT.
My God. Grueling battle still raging on in the start of the server. Eternal Fire looking for more overtime all the time, it feels like. That's what they're holding on to. But yeah, you're right. Astralis don't look so defeated. I am a little bit worried because it must be frustrating just feeling like you've had so many series points to close this out with. What was it, like 5 or 6 at the end of regulation that they could have won? And then in overtime, and then again a double OT, and they still can't close it out. They're going to try again. A bomb site pass to close out. One of them Sip with the returning Glaive. He's there to pick up Paz, And now you've got to be real careful. xantares, he wants to get into the fight, but if you stick your head in, you could be dead. And that might be the game. Another Molotov here. Instantly put up, and it lands a little bit deep. Nade down. Doesn't quite kill Glaive, although it's close. 3 versus 4. More grenades to slow them down. They still have another flash or two down here on the low ground. HG, but Mr. Even flashed. He's going to be able to get it. And xantares almost thrown in. Both coming in from the high ground. This might be the end of the road here as Farley will take it down Woxic in double overtime. It's Astralis to beat Eternal Fire and send them out of the tournament.
That was a beautiful fight from Eternal Fire. It felt like they were down and out after that first half, but they made this series competitive. And really, you have to tip your hat to them. But Astralis showing that championship mentality, they held on till the very end.
They really did. What a struggle obviously for both teams, but well played. We do have the desk ready with a massive breakdown of this epic game.
Astralis do survive the first test, and it turned out to be an absolute marathon examination. Unfortunately for Eternal Fire, that does mean the end of the road here at the Fall Showdown, but that got way closer than I think any of us could anticipate. Jacob, let's not forget, this was an 11-4 first half in the favor of Astralis.
Yeah, really, really good start for Astralis. We may as well drag you all the way back to 4 hours ago when the game started with a bit of an eco play coming out here from Sypnix and Astralis, right? Eternal Fire winning the pistol round. You're thinking, okay, there's potential for a good start right here. Doing an inside rush, and I don't know what happens right here. USPs on everyone. Sypnix finds 2 kills from heaven, and all of a sudden they're in a 2v3 scenario that instantly becomes a 2v2. At this point, again, they're supposed to win the round. It becomes a 2v1. xCloud finds Mr., and then Sypnix continues the terror. He's going to finish up with 4 kills in this round and winning this eco round. And at this point, it was all Astralis, as you said. Getting off to an 11-4 start of the half, you think to yourself, that should be enough for Astralis to close it out. Fast forward 2 hours, and here we are.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank you for taking us back 6 hours that I did not remember. You know what? None of this regulation rounds. I don't care about it. Let's talk about the overtime. Let's talk about clutches. Let's talk about how Astralis actually got off over that finish line. Couple of clutches that will absolutely haunt Eternal Fire here. 2 versus 3. Zip and BlameF turning things around. A little bit of naive out of xCloud. Woxic's completely caught off guard. Fast forward to round number 22, or the round after that. Again, it's a 2v3. 9 seconds on the clock, and it's going to be full panic. Mr. and BlameF playing with the door. Bomb cannot go down. That's round number 20. And then finally, the chaos of the last round. Inside rush. Emor, he had the keys to the castle on top of that position right here. A little bit flustered, a little bit perplexed. And that is going to be enough. The trades are in favor of Astralis. And once they got the lead, they won't let go. Eternal Fire had the space. There was the space here for Eternal Fire. These clutches right here, that's the reason why they lose.
And that's like the extra crushing thing for Eternal Fire. You look back at that first half and think, you know, Astralis could have run away with it coming into that second half. The fact they had the mental fortitude to be battling back into things, unfortunately, just not enough when we get to the depths of double.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame for Eternal Fire, because I want to give them mad props, you know, for fighting back. When they're down 15-11, 15-10, you think Astralis have it under control, especially xantares in Yard was a monster. They said it during the cast as well, both Maui and Anders, that he was feasting off it, right? He was getting better kill by kill, and at some point it felt like Astralis just couldn't break through the wall. Fast forward into the very first overtime, they win the first round on the T side, and that's usually how it goes, right? You can't get over the finish line, but then as soon as the pressure is taken off you, you kind of see what experience does for you. BlameF having a great game, Sypnix having a decent game, Glaive having some decent calls in overtime as well. Experience is the difference between Astralis and Eternal Fire in this one. Matthew showed it just here before, right? You have a lot of 3v2 scenarios. You're just not able to cope with it. You're not able to finish up the rounds, and that was what was missing for Eternal Fire right here. They're going to feel hard done by after this game.
Yeah, certainly they will. I do want to give some props to xCloud, though. So I'm getting up to 39 frags on the board for that one. Wasn't really expecting such a fiery performance coming out of him in this one.
No, and he had a couple of very impactful moments where he actually tipped the scale for Eternal Fires, where these trades were happening left, right, and center, and then he found multi-kills. Of course, the clutches I mentioned are a reason, but I think Emor, aside from that, completely bonkers triple kill. I'm sure we're going to see in the plays of the days anyway. Aside from that moment, I think that he and Paz were liability towards the insides. You mentioned xantares outside, untreatable, non-negotiable, nothing to do for Astralis, but inside was an issue for Identify. I mean, Emor and Paz, these two together struggled a couple of times.
Well, Matthew was pointing out the clutch factor of Astralis coming into those OT situations. Anything else that kind of stood out for you for Astralis that allowed them to be pulling that one over the